This is a production of Darn TV.
Guess what?
We're back.
I forgot to play the music.
Oh, well,
It is kind of our first show.
I think we've forgotten lots of things. Oh, yeah.
We're back after a month. It's been a crazy month.
Is it still random days and random
dirt
times
on
and
random nights at random topics.
Random months.
random months? Yes.
I was thinking we should.
That is true.
We should throw in random locations.
Yeah.
That's our next step.
We could have
Yeah.
moved this somewhere else tonight.
Right.
Huh. Wow. Dang.
Well, how you guys been? I've seen you. I've seen you at racetracks.
We've been working with you,
It's been
Right.
it's been a month.
but we haven't come to the table and caught up.
What did we have going on? Well, let's think back here. So our last show was, I figured out, June 21st.
So we were getting ready for championship stuff at Nodak.
We were getting
Yep.
ready for the
Yeah.
fair weekend in Williston.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
then-
actually where we were heading to. Yeah.
Yep.
Fair weekend in Williston and championship night in Minot.
In Minot. Yeah.
Well, did we do a show on the 21st? That's what I show here, is a show on the 21st.
Well, that sounds about right. What is that, a month? It is a month.
It is a month.
So if we did
'Cause
one on the
today's the 18th.
21st, I had to have gotten sick shortly after
Yeah, you lost your voice.
the 21st. What is the 21st? A Friday?
That sounds about right. I think we did do a Friday. So I think Mandan was racing.
Yeah.
So we did it on
Yeah.
the Friday before the
30 days in June, and it's Thursday. 3 days. Yeah. The 18th and the 21st. Yeah.
That's when we did it.
Ooh.
On a Friday.
we did it on a Friday.
I probably worked that Friday.
When was the fair weekend?
That doesn't correspond with 410s.
Yeah, but when you miss
Oh,
Monday,
unless-
you have to.
Unless you had a Memorial Monday in June.
Right. That's been kind of my going rate at work.
We had Estevan on the 22nd, and then we had Minot on the 23rd. I couldn't tell you what happened to either of them two places because that's been so long ago.
Minot race the 23rd?
Did it rain out?
I don't know.
No.
We must have been there.
No, because we only rained out one day of the Memorial weekend.
You're right.
Yep.
Otherwise, we got 9 out of 10 in.
9 out of 10. I've never seen that on my report card.
Yeah.
90%. Never. But we're doing it this
And
year.
if you go by weeks, it was 100% because it was 9 out of 9.
Right.
Oh, Zach
Wow.
Heidebrink, flagman from the tour, already checked
Oh.
in.
Oh,
I think I met him about a year ago, it seems like.
That's how
dang.
long ago everything feels
Oh.
like right now. The
He
world,
remembers us?
I think so. Do you still remember us, Zach? Do you remember what we look
Oh,
like? You see us
know.
on camera here?
I look
Way
different when
up
I'm not sitting in the
north.
water truck.
Way up
Yeah.
north.
Yeah.
He's not that far south of us. He's north of the cities.
Where does he live?
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Is Santee, Minnesota?
Oh.
It's north of the cities, so it's like almost
Oh, and then Ben was from the other way.
Cottage Grove, Oregon.
yeah.
Okay.
was
He
in
said he
Oregon.
misses us all.
Oh.
We must have
yeah.
put some potion in the water while
Yeah.
he's up here to
The
make it.
water is different up here, so.
We know the dirt is. So, it's our story, and we're sticking
Yeah.
to it.
Right.
So it's been a month. We've had championship night in Minot since then. Crowned the champions.
Yep. They got
June
big
30th,
checks, real checks.
They got paid for their points fund money.
Yeah.
That night, right?
that night.
And then they got a big check that they got to take a picture with,
Yep.
which is new
And cool.
and
And
cool.
cool.
So you rewarded them for their call it the same length race season but shorter time frame.
Condensed.
We need a name for this.
Yeah.
What do we? Yeah, how do we? Because if you say short season, it makes it sound like they didn't race as many nights, but they still got 9 nights in.
They raced more this year than they did last year.
Correct.
Yeah.
In a shorter amount of time.
In a shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
And got more money.
Sladen Pfeiffer says hello.
Ah. Well, hi, Sladen. How's it going, buddy?
See him tomorrow.
I was going to parallel it with. I mean, it
Sunday.
has nothing to do with exactly what you're talking about, but it's kind of like Deadliest Catch, because Deadliest Catch is like it's only like a 2-week window, but the point is they got to get her all done in that 2 weeks because it's the whole year.
Right.
Kind of like fireworks. But this is 2 months, so yeah, I don't know what the right words are for it. But the idea's been moving around for a couple of seasons. Justin and the gang took
Jumped
the tiger
on it.
by the tail and said we're going to do it. Before, during, and after, I still have the same opinion. I like it, and I don't know that I've heard anything bad about it.
I think I've heard more people love it now. After it's done, that they want to do this again.
Yeah,
I think
Well,
it's
that's good to
actually.
hear.
I think it actually kept a couple of race cars still going because I think some people were looking at maybe selling or being done because
Yeah.
seasons drag out. Can't do this. Can't run for a championship. Now this isn't too bad.
Yeah.
So
Again, I had referenced a driver that had said, I can race the points and still go to the lake in July and not worry about points. I thought that was kind of a grounded deal.
It's a
So,
good way to look at it. I mean, the thing that is fearful to me, which it doesn't really matter, are guys going to be done for the year now that championship season's over at Nodak?
but it shouldn't really affect Nodak because
You only raced one more time.
each class, our championship classes, only race one night. Sport mods get 2, but stock cars only get 1 in August, so they should all show up for that one. If they don't, they don't go until Motor Magic. But you let all the wingless guys come, the legends. You're almost running,
2 different seasons.
more or
Yeah.
less.
yeah. 2 different groups of cars in a season.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we did, while we're on it, the board decided Tuesday that every show is going to pay more. So when the stock cars come back, August 4th is going to be the fast shafts.
Oh, okay.
Little more
Qualifier.
purse, yep.
The B&B chassis all-star
Oh, yeah, there you go.
for the stock cars.
That was Jordan. He should have No, I'm a mod guy. He's
Well, I should have, but I
like,
didn't.
You
But-
let me fail there.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while.
Yeah, so then that, and then the sport mods will race for more money. The hobbies are going to race for more money.
All the same
And-
purse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the stock cars kind of get a little hosed, but whatever. I don't know. I'll say it.
But in the grand scheme of things, Nodak doesn't have to do it either way.
right.
So you guys are just upping the purse for them classes. When
Right.
they do race, they're going to race
yeah.
for a higher purse.
Obligated to nothing, and you did something.
right.
Yeah.
We thought the year's been going decent.
Well, and a great time to measure that. So,
Right.
and you've measured it and decided that it was a successful.
Let's just say August and September are going to be quite expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet Nodak purse-wise, you're going to be pushing $100,000
Yeah. Well, with Motor
in
Magic
7
being a
nights. You're right.
full 3-nighters, so
That's about $60,000 right there.
on its own.
Yes, Motor Magic.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, people want to talk money. There's some money being spent.
Huh.
Travis Ulmer checking in.
Hey, Travis.
Travis Tooley checking in. We got the Southern gang on so far.
Yeah.
Is it earlier down there? It's only 6:30 down there, so they must be eating supper or driving home.
They
or
don't have
something.
a fair.
Oh, they don't have a state fair?
Right.
Well, we don't have a fair yet. Starts
it's
tomorrow.
it's pretty busy down there. I drove by. That's
haven't
the
even
last
drove
time
by.
I'm going there.
I'm 100%
Hey.
certain that I'm not going to that side of town again.
You're not going to Motley Crue tomorrow?
I am not going to Motley Crue tomorrow.
I'm going without both of you.
Yeah.
Well, your loss.
You're going.
Yeah.
I'm willing. I'm willing.
Not
To,
missing it.
When I heard about it, I knew I was going.
I'm willing to take that loss.
Well,
Don't tell me you
I'll
got us.
report back.
Don't tell me the green machine's going to be parked in the infield and you're hanging out with them before the show.
Well,
You never know.
I started doing the once over on the green machine, get ready for Estevan, because like tomorrow's
You're right.
pregame game.
Yeah.
So Green Machine got filled up with oil today. It's not in my driveway yet. I'm going to run him over on Saturday. So down at Mom and Dad's. But, we're getting
You got oil.
We're getting the things that require a little bit of brain stuff out of the way first, so in case I got to come back to life on the 2-hour trip up there. Oh, dang. I don't care if they lip sync. People are saying, well, Vince can't sing anymore. I think he'll sing fine for me.
Yeah.
I don't care if he lip syncs it. And I don't.
Going to take you back in time no matter what.
Yep, just like it was on the radio.
Yeah.
Back when I was 20. It's true. So,
So we've crowned champ. We had fair races in Williston.
Yep. Championship night.
We've crowned champions. We had 4th of July.
Yep.
We did not have a 3rd of July race for the first time.
For the first time. No Dickinson, no
Nothing.
Williston.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nobody raced on the 3rd of July.
Usually it's a 4-track overlap, one way or another.
It's almost a mini tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did it last year.
right.
We did do a five night mini tour.
deal.
So
4th of July, had the fireworks show, had a great crowd again.
Yep.
Fireworks show was good. Was great. Did you watch it?
Oh, yeah.
Compliments to Nodak, working with the drag strip. Flow of traffic was able to exit in 2 or 3 different directions.
Right.
We got done with the fireworks. I tore all the darn TV stuff down. And by the time we got it down, we loaded it in the vehicle. And
You could get out.
we turned left instead of going to the parking lot. And we drove right up out of there.
Right out, yep.
Right up out of there.
The drag strip's been very good to work with on
So,
stuff like that.
it was nice to be able to get out that. I was
Right.
with you, obviously. And, I was 2 cars ahead of you, I think.
Yep.
So leaving it. We were making reference that it was taking a long. There was a lot of people there. There were a lot of cars
people
there.
there.
So
Pe-
they were
just
going
not
out
on-
of 4 different
yeah.
directions, and we were
just
watching
not
from
on
the booth. It
just
was
not on the fairgrounds.
Yep.
The people parked around the fairgrounds.
Yeah,
Just crazy.
it was like leaving a baseball game, a Major League Baseball game, or something like that. So, but as you were tearing down, we were making a reference to that, and it was well attended. It was a
Great racing on the 4th. Thing that sticks out in my mind on the 4th of July was the sprint cars. The non-wing sprint cars were there.
Yeah, last lap or 2 lap to go past.
And they were moving, number
Right.
one.
Well, you can put as much water on the track before them as
They cover it up.
yeah.
I mean, I forgot. The best part about that night was Jordan and I were the announcers.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You got what you paid for that
Right.
night.
Yeah.
Nick took the
And
night
then
off. and-
some. Yeah.
Nick took the night off, and then we got you two.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the change of pace. So
Is that where you're headed? Hey,
to the point of staying for the 5th.
hey, is that where you're headed? Is that where you're headed?
I enjoyed it.
Is that better than racing right now?
Well, it's predictable how much it will cost. And it's kind of that time of the year, probably for a lot of us, I'll admit it. So I needed a breather.
Yeah.
I was racing a lot and working not enough. So I'm catching back up here. So, but no, I've enjoyed announcing. I've got 0 schooling in it, just the love of the sport.
Just know how to talk.
Yeah.
And kind of just what we do here, people can look back at you and make faces at you, so I just stand back so I can't see them. So no.
It's fun. I like getting up there. I'm not the world's greatest announcer by any means, but it's fun to go up there and talk. Like with you, I think we did more talking about the racing than we did actually announcing the racing.
Yeah.
Somebody.
You guys didn't get fired, did you?
No.
No, that came later.
Oh, well, yeah.
Don't tread on me.
Yeah.
I won't.
No, nobody got fired that night. It's. I don't. Nick can take a few more nights off if he wants. We'll go up and hold down the.
Yeah.
the
Don't
fort.
tell him that. Jeez, what are you doing here?
Don't help
Saves
him
you
out.
guys some money.
Well,
Don't help him out.
he's my chick. You gotta keep him reeled in.
He's getting out of the box. Nick,
Yeah.
stay in
Yeah.
the box.
That's what I gotta do.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was
Whoever
just
won.
thinking.
Whoever
I don't
won.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't even know who won.
Well, it's got to be him.
I hope not.
I hope so. Like you, we got nothing else cooking
you're right.
in our lives.
Hey, I got a third one time. Jesus.
Yeah, well, you'll probably only race 4 times.
Yeah, I got
I've
a
raced about 30 times.
I got a third with the red arrow. I'm doing good.
Right, see? Oh, I backed up another pole
Yeah.
here the other night to third, so I'm the king.
Yeah.
Well,
Williston, I start
we have
last.
red arrows.
Yeah, Williston, I start last. I got green arrows. Gets me 11th.
hey, they're green.
Oh, jeez. Either I want to start.
Don't get me on the details.
Yeah.
It's green.
Either I want the pole or put me in the back. We're worried about
Right.
arrows.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you get none, like you started 5th and got 5th. You're like, not bad. Right.
Hopefully the truck starts now. We're going to call it a win.
God, I didn't leave the lights on, did I? It lit. We're going home, so
Holy.
it'd be funny if it wasn't true.
We're way
Hey,
too much alike on our racing.
Banging around there, just venturing off course as usual. Now, I appreciated your comment last night on RTJ's car because he's driving
Yeah.
Zeitner's spare car, and they did
Jeez.
it up in yellow and white.
Yeah, yellow and white.
And you're like on fire. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude, it looks like the Smallsy machine.
I know. I'm thinking he's getting closer. Coming north, got a yellow and white car. This might be happening.
It looked like a Smallsy presentation. I was
Right.
completely on board
Right.
with your comment there. It was fun, and then he found Victory Circle. So
Right.
I don't know if he green arrowed or if he did no arrows, but
he was in victory
he
lane
was in Victory Lane
with a yellow and white car. Maybe it isn't the
It
yellow
looked like
and
a
white.
Smallsy
Yeah,
late
right,
model. It
right.
did.
But yeah, speaking, another thing I noticed about RTJ, every car he gets in has his number. What does he just carry his number with him? And they match.
Well, somebody said, well, he can't get a wrap done that quick. And then I think his brother jumped in. Oh, he can get a wrap done that quick. Because I think Justin does it. Or
Yeah.
Jeremy
does
Jeremy,
it.
Jeremy
yeah.
does them.
He goes, oh, no, he can get wraps done that fast.
He knows somebody.
right.
Jeez.
Oh, my
It is-
God.
it is
1,500
quick.
a hit.
Yeah, he was just in Beatrice race that stock car and
Yeah.
Mod. Both of them have 20 RT. I'm like,
He's got Jordan's car, and he's all 20 RT'd, huh?
Yeah. was he just got a whole nother trailer of stickers with him?
Well, he always says the merchant or the souvenir trailer's coming with. He does
Right.
things like that. So, yeah, maybe he's got wraps in the back. So
Okay, back to what we had going on. So July 5th, where were we? We
July
all went
5th,
south.
South to Underwood.
Yep.
The prelude to the. I think that's what they we were kind of.
Yeah,
it's the Niffen Memorial. Tony
Yeah,
Niffen
there you
Tony
go.
Memorial.
Niffen Memorial, to be
But we
exact.
kind of
And
labeled it as the prelude to the tour.
last year we did it at the end of it.
Yep.
This year, well, and again, we touched on that 4th of July, how busy it had been in the past, but I don't know if it's because of leap year or what, but everything moved 2 days. So 4th was on a Tuesday last year, Thursday this year, be on a Friday next year. So,
Yeah.
but at any rate, the opening was right for putting on a show in Underwood, and I'm telling you, I thought the show was electric. I mean, it had,
Yeah, well,
it had
it
all
had-
the stuff
it
going
had
on.
energy.
So-
26 stock cars, right?
yeah. And I think that's the biggest count in the state on any event. At least that's what I was thinking at the time.
Really?
So it lived up to some hype that way.
Even through the tour now. Have you looked at that?
I guess I shouldn't say that because the tour hadn't ran.
right. But now,
But starting the next day.
right now, I bet you it's the same.
Boy, it's got to be close.
Because I think one night, who had 26? You got these sheets.
Got the
Did
numbers
it,
here.
Holy, we
You
actually.
just gotta
you-
go one.
you could
one
make the numbers
it tells
bigger.
oh yeah.
You right there.
So
34, 29.
well, you got to look at
28.
your years there. Got to look at your.
I got
years.
the right year.
Oh, okay.
Underneath
But-
each year is broke down.
Okay, that's how that works. Okay.
But yeah, that's more than Southwest Speedway. Everybody else was 28, 29, 34.
Yeah,
so
I
that's
guess
pretty
prior
good.
to the tour, which it was prior, but
yeah, but you
24
got
hours,
you got
or
20.
48 to be exact. But
Well, you got tour numbers.
yeah,
I mean, what more can you ask for?
yeah, and a couple of tour players were able to stop in and compete.
That's
and,
that's what was fun. I got to know like when they came in there. You had Shelby,
Jay Schmidt,
yeah.
Jay
Jay
Schmidt,
Johnny Carter local, but
Johnny
didn't
Carter.
continue on.
Johnny
so-
Carter won.
Yeah, I ended up
Yeah.
winning. He
And then-
shared that was his first IMCA stock car feature win.
I believe it.
And it paid $2,000, right?
25.
25.
2,500.
so-
Yep.
Wow.
So, Randy Klein was
Jeez.
there, so.
And some of them
Some
didn't
of-
even
yeah,
come, they
then
didn't even
they-
go on the tour.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they probably were going to hit Jamestown. So then
Yeah.
that night,
Yeah. Yeah, well, just to reflect on a quick Underwood recap there. So again, got stock car deal. and our other classes, again, as we've shared, our schedule is short enough to where when we have something, we have to have a points night for our other classes.
Right.
So, and we do, and we did. So, but grandstand numbers were great. Ran our concession literally out of food on every shelf of everything, which is exactly what we want to happen, and it did. So, and again, I thought there was just electricity in the air. I mean, the event was good. The whole mood of the night was good, and a nice kickoff going into the tour.
Right.
So.
Yeah, my Friday started with doing track prep. Tom and I were down there, and then I wanted to make sure that got home and loaded Taylor and the kids up, and we were off to Underwood because we didn't want to miss that, and I'm glad we went.
Yeah, glad you were there.
And then on the way home, it stormed.
It stormed on the way there.
Yeah,
it stormed on the way
stormed
home.
everywhere
Right.
but there.
But the racetrack.
It's kind of weird. We've been lucky this year. How many nights at Nodak have we had the whoop right around us?
Certainly to compare against, say, Mandan. I mean, Mandan's hit about 3 nights, and we hit all but one. So we say every year some track just gets, if you're playing pit, you get the bear, and you can't get rid of it. So last year it was Williston. This year it looked like it's Mandan, and none of us want to be our turn. So we don't want it to be them either. So.
I don't even like the nights where it's, it could rain, might not rain. That's stressful, but now we're just going with the sole fact it's not going to rain.
Well, that's where the only thing worse than bad weather on race day is
the forecast of
the
bad
threat
weather.
of bad weather on race day.
Oh, so true. We rely on what our devices tell us.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So
like you say,
I was going to look up the car count down there. I think everything else was pretty good too, right? Weren't you guys over 100 cars?
yes. I want to say, I remember 110 being said, which at our track
That's
is
got to be a record.
a full deal. I understood it wasn't a record. One of
The
our Cole County had like 120. Had like 10 more.
Okay.
So, but
Close.
north of 100 at anyone's racetrack is decent. At ours, it was bulging at the seams.
It's getting to be
So,
100 or more anywhere is a home run.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Dun, 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 there you go.
Oh, God. The
Hot
numbers are so
Sauce Fantasy. Jordan
it was
Boyce is the winner with 28.41. Justin Medler has 2 and the Devil. 26666.
how does that work?
Man.
Jesus.
Man.
Could just add one.
24.99 for the old Brandon stir. I didn't keep my chicks.
Yeah.
Well, and you had
The Fox got him.
You had your thumb on some relatives that you should have been able to shake and bake.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh man.
No, I might have missed. I've been working on
My
that.
quick reflection on that is that at least none of us did any homework on that.
Right.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Zero.
No, I don't know what the future will hold. I would imagine a super detailed threat of something.
I'm already studying for next year.
Oh, are you?
But
Yeah.
well, if we're gonna jump over there and have some fun, I'm gonna go back to day one when I said if I can get Stephen Pfeiffer here one day, if I can remember the opener, I will have him the whole year.
He was your game changer.
He was. I think I changed his farming.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah. Well. I don't even know what I'm saying. I hope I can get all my chicks in a box, or I don't know. We can get together and say hi or something, because everybody had to carry some weight there, and they did. So
maybe that's how we have to set up the tables at the banquet. Your team tables.
Well, yeah.
Jordan's hand.
You know,
Jordan's pen. Yeah,
Jordan's pen. Little chicks. Keep your little chicks.
I'll put up a little railing around the table. What's that? Well, kind of like Tractor Supply when they got the chicks in there. So,
the banker.
Thank you to my team. Hey,
Kelly the banker.
I meet the banker at Underwood.
We met the banker
I
July
met the
5th at
banker,
Underwood.
yeah.
I knew who she was before.
She goes, Jordan.
Did
I go,
Did you know her?
I met her at the bank.
Oh, at the bank. Did you go in and try to get a loan?
Trying to pull one of
I
your.
might have to go tomorrow, honestly.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, so
Are you working
So
tomorrow?
I have a face.
Yeah.
She goes, Jordan. Yeah. She goes, I don't think you know who I am. I go, oh, I don't think so. Well, I'm Kelly. I go, the banker. She goes, yes. Oh, man. So
I know where
here
her
we are.
office is. I haven't been in it yet.
Uh-huh.
I went to the other one. But
Well,
now,
I'm going to give you a bad report card because you're a race car driver.
hey, easy now. You might be coming with if it goes good.
Yeah. You get out of there with 20. I want to know the secret.
Jordan, she ain't only a banker. She's a banker for the racer.
Oh, boy.
What's the address?
Car
Smalls?
titles?
Yeah.
I think I got 10. Where's the cars? Good question. I just got the titles.
Jordan, I think she'll give you a pretty good loan on your toter home.
Oh, yeah. I need a 2%er. Oh, man.
It is that time of the year where
Tour 25, here we come. Kelly, Affinity, and Jorn. Yeah! So, hey, Kelly, that sounded kind of good. I mean, it was just kind of a knee-jerk reaction, but we can build on that.
holy, the green
Oh,
machine
man.
got a whole new wrap
Yeah.
over the winter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at what it says on
she's
the
not
side.
working. She's on vacay in California.
Oh.
But
But
still
she'll be
checking
back.
into the Dirt Weekly.
Wow.
She'll
yeah.
be, yeah. That's important.
Right. Well, I guess I have to wait another week. Hopefully Estevan goes
Oh,
good.
boy. Well, we're on the fair break still, so I mean,
Right.
you're not out of luck yet.
So July
Ah.
5th, back to the racing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Random
yeah.
topics, random
Yeah.
dirt. Let's try to pull this back
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Pull her in. Okay.
July 5th, we finished up in Underwood.
Yeah.
Huh?
There was rain going on all around Underwood, but not in Underwood, including Jamestown.
And I'm just gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna add this in. So track prep started.
You guys
for a
had
tour.
already started track prep.
Tour track prep started at Nodak that day. Big sheets with holes, fill them with water the next morning, let them soak. So everybody know where
Let
we're
them
going.
bleed down through the sheep's foot holes.
Yeah. So that's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan. So now on the way home, it's downpouring rain. Right? Their fault.
That's what I drove in.
Okay. So now we move into, what day is this? Saturday.
Move
That's-
into Saturday morning. Early on, I'm getting text messages.
Saturday
saying,
the 6th.
Saturday the 6th. Early on, I'm getting text messages saying, there ain't no way Jamestown's racing.
Because we need to spend some time on this.
Yeah, 'cause this
this
is
is a
a-
big deal.
Yeah,
Never
this
happened.
is.
I believe the phone call came to me at 9:30-ish, maybe 9:45.
Let's go. I would say probably about 9. Mine started.
Right. Well, yes, but the phone call saying they're officially canceled
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
come till about 9:30, 9:45.
But the phone started ringing
Before that,
The racing brain started really.
yes.
This is actually going to be a good conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
Because it
So-
takes a lot to make it happen.
The races are canceled. I'm in Voltaire. We turn around. I just went through Velva. Turn around, come back. It had to be. We're going to call it 10 o'clock when they made the post. 10
Yeah,
a.m.
nine-
Which is
nine-
9:45 to 10 a.m.
9:36.
9:36 is when they made the post.
I'm pretty sure we're pretty close to that.
I'm thinking about 10:08 when I'm reading it on Facebook. So
Right.
I don't know where I've landed in your phone call conversations, but early on, you and I talked.
Well, the first one I got from was Marcus
Tomlinson. And I put a text out, probably at the same time Marcus called you, saying,
No, I was on the phone. It was after I got off the phone with him, and then we were on the phone.
"Oh,
and
then I
you-
shot the
yeah.
text over," because we were basically snowballing.
Who should try and
Who
do
should
this?
try to race?
Yeah, Underwood or Minot.
Marcus said,
for a,
should I get the equipment going? I'm like, what are we doing here?
for a
I like it. We're out of food. So,
and for a brief moment, we even talked a little bit about Southwest Speedway and Dickinson. For a brief moment, there was a small conversation.
They
since
were racing
they
anyway.
already had
Right.
races
yeah,
scheduled.
they were racing anyway.
Talked about maybe adding.
But didn't they cancel?
no, they raced.
They did race.
They did race.
Oh, I missed all that because,
We were busy.
yeah.
Yeah.
As the morning went on, phone calls were going out. You called me. We were on the phone. What do we have to get done to make this happen?
Well, yeah, I talked to Marcus, and I said, well, I think this is a huge opportunity for you guys. If you can pull it off, kind of a statement, hey, we can handle the tour, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he called me back, and he's just like, I don't have the manpower. After
the food.
right?
I mean, the biggest thing is
you're right.
that
The night before, you guys
sold
out.
I mean, everything.
Yeah,
I don't think we had a ketchup package left.
lock the gate.
Yeah.
Not coming back until we race.
We weren't
again.
low.
Yeah.
We were out.
Right.
But
So then he calls me back, tells me that, and I'm like, oh. And my phone's just going.
text messages are going everywhere.
You guys need a race. You guys need a practice day. And I'm sitting out in my garage in my recliner. I really don't want to do nothing.
I was looking forward to watching Jamestown on my TV tonight.
Right. That was the game plan. So then I'm like, well, I better call my VP. We all know him, Robbie. Let's see where he's at.
Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala.
Kamala.
What do you think? We got a
She
race.
jumps out of my box every once in a while.
We got a race. I'm like, do you even know what we got to do it? Well, we just got to do it. I said, okay, I agree. I said, let me call Brandon, see if I get him on board to start making phone calls. I'm calling the drag strip first of all.
Yes.
And people might say, well, what do they have to do with you guys? Everything.
Everything.
They're my neighbor.
We got the same landlord.
They're our neighbor. So I called Corey
Yeah.
from the drag strip. Hey, long story short, I know you're busy, but the tours in town we have, or supposed to be in Jamestown, rained out. I said, we got a pile of race car drivers all over the country here that want to race. He says, what are you getting at? I said, well, we want to race, but you're racing. Well, when do you want to race? I said, tonight at 7. Okay, you do it. And I said, seriously? I'll get my show in so you guys can race. Because, sometimes they run later. And then with weather, because all day we had little threats of rain, so he was nervous about running later.
So they would have setbacks.
He's just like, I'll do whatever it takes to get our show in so you guys can race. I said, thanks.
Sometimes they have jackpot rounds later on.
Yep. So that was the first phone call I made. And then the second one, I called Craig at the state fair. And before I got kind of going I kind of didn't even ask the board by this point, should we do this or not? Because you almost have to.
You have to get your ducks in a row before
Right.
you even present it. You have to say, okay, I've done this, this, and this, and this. They've all gave me the green light. Okay, board. Now it's your turn.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I called Craig, State Fair. Well, actually, I texted him because it's Saturday. I don't, and I texted him. I said, hey, we got a situation. Can I call you? Calls me, boom, right now. What's up? And I explained it. He says, absolutely. I said, well, if we don't have concessions, this and that, is that fine? He says, we'll have concessions. We'll have everything. I said, you'll get them there? Yep. Boom, that deal's done. I said, give me 30 minutes and I'll call you back to make sure, because he kept asking, is it for sure?
Yeah.
I said, give me 30 minutes.
We're feeling out who's on board
And
with
then
this.
he reminds me one thing. You got to have the sheriff's department. I'm like, oh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking that.
Yeah.
So then I kind of was getting a mental list. Okay, I'll call Brandon, give him a list of this people to call Robbie, have this list of people. I call Rick Huber because his family does the, pit trailer, a lot of stuff. Wayne was busy working on his house, so he was kind of out, which that's life. We're not supposed to race.
We schedule things on other days.
Scott was in, and his family. So next thing you know, I'm like, man, this thing's picking up
And
pace.
we set kind of a timeline. We set a time of 11 o'clock. Didn't we give ourselves a deadline?
Right.
We said if we can't put all our ducks in a row by 11, because 11 o'clock gives you enough time to promote it, get it shared around on Facebook.
They can travel here.
People can travel here. If you go much later than 11, maybe noon-ish, you're pushing it.
You're going to lose
pushing
it because you got guys 4 hours away that are interested.
Correct.
And then the other thing I put you on, I'm like, make me a P&L. We need to know numbers.
Right. So I made a pre-race P&L of, hey, we need, if we pay a normal purse with full car counts in both, this is what it's going to cost us. This is what it costs for our announcer. Basically, I put together a sheet that said, this is our expenses. And we broke it down by how many people we needed
in the stands.
In the stands and in the pits. If we get this many here and this many here, we'll break even.
Right. And we did not.
And we put it in the Facebook post.
Right.
Because we wanted to be as transparent as humanly possible. That's like, hey, we're doing this, and it's a huge risk for Nodak to step up and do this.
Right.
People need to understand. It's not free.
It's hard to get this point across. We're working on it right now. but so many things have to go right.
Right.
I mean, you talked about Corey with the drag strip, and people are like, well, I don't care about drag strips. Well, we have to. We have to.
He's in the
They're
same,
our partner.
right? He's in the motorsports industry. We
Yes.
need to work together
Yes.
if we keep this
You
thing
can't
going.
just run over him.
No.
He's as valid as we are,
Right.
doing his thing on his schedule.
Right.
So we're asking for a favor, and we'll return that in time. But you
So-
had to get Craig. Now Craig had a key deal there. I'm breaking down some of this stuff because I don't want to underemphasize what this took. From a volunteer point of view. So then Craig says you were concerned about concessions. Now
Right.
concessions is a third party.
Right.
It's not
No, hold
Nodax.
on. No,
it's
it's
really
not.
not the fairs either.
No,
it's M&S concessions.
Right.
So I'm sure their people are all at the lake because it's a nice lake day.
Right.
So now they got it. And Craig says, "Oh, we'll have concessions." So that's impressive. So they had
That's
to get
what I thought.
They had to get somebody
But
lined
this-
up to bring in the concessions.
It speaks to the relationship. I hate when I hear from people, "Oh, the fair hates Nodak," or
It's so-
"Nodak
Yeah.
hates the fair." I
It's-
hate that.
Yeah.
So
Because
far.
that relationship
Yeah.
is so strong right now, even between M&S, the
Oh.
fair, Nodak Speedway, the Drake Strip. It is a strong group of
I mean, to
people down there.
text him,
You can't overemphasize what we're
Right.
talking about here. I mean,
text
Yeah.
Craig, and
it
within,
takes so much.
within 30 seconds, he's calling her. Whatever.
Yep.
I mean, it
Yeah.
was boom.
Just
And Craig-
eager to
Now.
make this work.
And
Right.
Craig may have been at the
Who knows where he was?
Who knows where he was? He might have
Well,
been at
if
the lake.
nothing else, we have to be concerned that the fair is getting ready for their busiest 9
Yeah.
days of the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only 9 days that ultimately matter to. I mean, we matter. I get it.
Right.
The Who's Fest,
then-
all that matters. But this is what they live for.
The-
this is their identity.
The fairgrounds is there for
for the
fair.
state fair.
The 9 days that's going to happen here is 100,000 people they got liking their Facebook page.
Yes.
Not the racers.
That's
you
their
know.
motor magic.
Right.
That's their Super Bowl. So and they know that when we're done on Sunday,
We're
it's
out.
over.
Right.
So we'd like to squeeze one in on Saturday. Why?
Right.
Meanwhile,
So-
all this is going on.
I mean that would be my suggested answer. No, why?
Right.
We got our Super Bowl coming up. So
Meanwhile, all this is going on. We make all the phone calls. You do all that stuff. I tell you, well, I made the Facebook post. I'm on my way to the track. You're already at the track at that
Yeah, but
point.
TV timeout.
Huh.
So most of this is all, we got everything pretty much black and white. We're ready to go. And then I finally asked the board, okay, we need to vote on this. Because we never really did vote. And it's like, that's not the right way to do it. So then I put in our group, okay, now we need to vote for sure. Like, are we doing this or not? Well, what happens? Comes to a tie.
3-3.
really,
Yeah, so after all this
El
work,
Presidente had to step in for the tiebreaker.
Is this your first time getting a vote?
I think it's a second.
I think I went like 8 years or 6.
For those
whatever.
listening, the president ain't got to vote unless it's a tie, and it's
Right.
rarely a tie.
All
I
he-
did not know it was a tie. So.
Yes, it was a tie after everything was pretty much in line. Because once again, obviously, like the treasurer, he's going to be on the fence because it's like,
It's money related.
Well, it's
How-
money.
how-
It's not advertised. The expenses are real. We
Right.
know that.
right,
So-
because, what's going to
Yeah.
happen here,
Yeah.
So I just reply, let's go racing. And then, then I was
Swinging
called.
for the bleachers.
Yep, and then I call Craig. I said, we're doing this.
Gas her
Okay,
up.
Yep, and then it just, and then
I had the Facebook post already.
Yep. The other thing I gotta give credit to the sheriff's department. I
Yeah,
mean,
they jumped on right away.
Jenny,
my Jenny
yep.
is the one that made the phone call.
So like, we give Brandon a list of people to call. He told Jenny to do this.
And I called
pass-
some people.
Robbie
he called
was
some people.
doing.
We even had backups. We
Right.
even had if somebody were to say no, okay, well here's the job that we can have somebody else do, or can we slide?
Ticket takers type
right.
deal.
Yes.
And
Oh,
I was basically my job the whole night was going to be floater.
right wherever.
Where I said I will do whatever. I will sell tickets, take tickets, sell wristbands. I will
Whatever's short. I'm in.
whatever.
and the good thing is with
You're
not-
awesome that way because you can do everything. So.
And the good thing
That's
is, like,
great.
not having the hobbies and those guys race, we actually had quite a few floaters.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yep.
what kind of made this good club member stepped up to help
Yep.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So then, you make the post, and it is like fire.
Yeah, I've never seen a post blow up like that before.
Almost 400 shares off of
in
it.
a couple hours.
Yeah.
I mean, again, wanting to race, that's the easy part.
Yeah.
Making it practical, I mean, it's a wall of just, I didn't think of that. The Sheriff's Department, explain the Sheriff's Department. What do you need with that?
So the sheriff, we have to have
because that's such
two-
an easy thing to overlook.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't thinking it until Craig Rudland says, "You got the sheriffs coming." Oh, it's on the list.
We have to have security.
Yeah.
Right. So at the beginning of the year, we send them a schedule. They schedule it all out. That's the only way
They reply with that
Well,
works for us.
here-
We're ready.
What
That's-
they do is they offer. They charge us.
Yep.
They
we
charge
pay for
us.
it.
We pay for it, but they offer their deputies
Yeah.
overtime.
If they want. Right.
They come in on their days off to
Okay.
get extra hours.
Right. And then it sounds like now that we did this, sounds like there's one guy that signs up for every night.
Yep.
And then they really only need one that
But it is a requirement by the state fair because we sell alcohol on the grounds,
Right.
to have security, and we have went the sheriff's department route because there's multiple things. It went back. We used to hire security.
Right.
10 years ago, we hired security. Nothing wrong with hiring security. What you get with the sheriff's department, a quicker 911 in case of emergency, a quicker
Yeah,
response
there's-
up to.
right.
We had an instance. Nathan Burke's mom on a hot day had an issue up in the stands. The sheriff's department were able to be there, work with our EMTs to get an ambulance there and get her taken care of.
Right.
That thing happens so much faster when you have a deputy there.
Their training can isolate and decide the situation at hand.
Oh,
They got
yeah.
a
So-
hotline to the
Yeah, to everything.
to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so usually
Again, the importance of that. I mean, you're like, well, I don't need a sheriff. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be
you're
a bad guy.
It
Well, it's not
costs-
just a bad guy. It's just
It
situations
costs
arise
$100 more a night than security did, but it's
Right.
worth that in what you.
100%.
because of their connections and
Yes.
quickness and being able to evaluate the situation.
So, like the sheriff's department, we usually just communicate email, so nobody had a phone number. So I think Jenny called
Well, Jenny had, I think the managers had something because she had communicated with them when I was president,
yeah.
and she was able to reach out. They were gone, whatever, and they made it work.
Right.
Simple
So
as
like
that.
I think it's Jamie. What did
Jamie.
I think he told her if he can't find anybody else, he'll do it himself.
Right. Yep.
So we could raise.
Wow.
So right
Yes.
there is another good relationship
Yes.
Nodak has gotten where these guys are like, oh, we'll do it, so you guys can race. I mean,
they took it beyond the business letterhead, if you
Yep.
will, and
Yep.
stepped up on a personal level. I mean, that's impressive. I mean,
right. That's
it's-
why I'm like, I want to
it's
talk
almost
about this
unheard
because
of.
The-
yeah.
to-
The
me,
community
yeah.
that came together to put these races on is crazy.
huge.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
so now it's about I
It's
don't know,
impressive.
11:30, and I'm like,
I got a question. Have you even looked at the racetrack at this time?
no, I haven't even showered, and I've charged my phone twice.
I got this little Traveler Milwaukee I can plug into.
Okay, let's back this up a little bit more. So I take the Bobcat. So we get a Bobcat from Swanston every week. I usually drive it down on a Friday morning or whatever. So I don't even know what day. When was the 4th?
Thursday?
Thursday. So I would have took it down there Thursday. And I was walking home because I usually get up early, and then if I don't have a ride or anything, I'll just walk
Walk
home
home. Yeah.
to get my pickup. So here I'm walking home, and I'm like, well, man, that looks like Rudland's pickup. And he drives by and turns. I'm like, well, it is Bruce. Bruce is like, usually when you see somebody walking down these roads, you're like, just some random, whatever. And he's like, but this time I'm like, geez, I think I know that guy. So he turns around and picks me up, gives me a ride home. So now he's like, now I know where you live and everything. So fast forward to Saturday, he texts me early. I don't even respond, because it's like, well, that's just another let's race.
Yeah.
I don't even text back or nothing. Well, now he knows where I live. He just shows up because he wants to know what's going on. So he just shows up. But so yeah, now I'm like, Bruce, we're racing. Go get ready. I got to go shower and get to the track. Now remember, Sheets footholes.
They had just
It
prepped
rained.
it. They pre-watered it, and it rained.
So I get down there, and Tom is
all
obviously
these
there.
votes have went in. We're racing.
We're
all
racing.
the votes, everything has already went through.
That's
We're
a green
racing.
light now. What's that track looking like? I don't know.
It don't look good. I walk up there. You can barely walk up there, and I told Tom, I said, we can't even get into the infield until at least 1. I said, we need sun bad. And I said, every hole you punched is full of water.
That was the plan.
Infield.
Just not today.
Infield drenched. I mean, we've got it. We've did enough landscaping in the infield finally. It sheds water pretty good, but it's still, we got a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So it was so, Tom's like, well, I'm going in there. I'm like,
You're going to slide
No.
down to the bottom.
he's like, I'll get up there. I'm like, okay, have at it. I said, I don't want that pickup over the wall. Tommy, he gets in there. He gets in his tractor. He starts working the infield. Because I told him, I said, we got to wait for this track to dry some,
We need a crust.
just something. Yeah.
A little something.
So then I think we finally, about 1:30, I would say, I'm like, should we try this track? I say we just wheel pack it with the tractors. I said, you go first. And if it looks okay, I will follow. He's like, okay. He goes up there, starts going around the top, and the water's just coming out of the holes. And I'm like, oh, boy, we ain't going down very fast. And I'm like,
7's still a ways away, but
the VP calls. How's it looking? I said, get your ass down here. What do you mean? I said, we're in trouble. I said, we're pretty close to being borderline of canceling. Is it that bad? I said, I don't know. I said, every hole we punch is full of water. We're not even down 3/4 of the track yet working it in.
and they're every 5 inches.
We have 5 hours. Okay, I'll be there. I'm not coming there to stand around. I said, trust me, you won't be standing around. You'll be driving something. So then he got in big wheels. I called Tuchscher and I said, hey, you got any tractors? Yeah. I said, we need one, maybe 2. Really? I said, if you want to race, we need something. Is it that bad? I said, it's bad. It is bad.
It's
We
wet.
made all these decisions to race without looking at the most important thing.
The racetrack. So then Tuchscher's like, okay.
It's too wet for everybody else to race, but not us.
Yeah. No, it is. So I'm like stressing. Tom's calling me. It's going to be good. I said, I don't think so.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, I'm freaking out. Well, then you see the big red tractor coming. Tuchscher got a big quad track or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
3 employees.
I was going to say with employees.
Oh, I didn't
So I get
realize
out of the
that.
tractor. I'm like, you drive this thing. Just keep backing it in. He had guys going, so I was just kind of watching and making sure everything else is going. And I'm like, hey, this thing's coming around. Tuchscher's tractor, I like that because ours, you think it's heavy, but it's when you get one of them new style ones out there, them big heavy tracks, any mud clump, it was just pushed them in flat. Because I do think if we'd have never got that, I think the track would have got super rough.
Might have, yeah.
Because Tom and Robbie, Robbie, he did there's an art to packing. He did a great job with big wheels. Didn't go fast. Did not get clumps.
If you
He
go
was
If you go too fast, you build clumps up.
And then
You
that
gotta
makes
just
a
go
rough
slow.
track.
Start
And
spitting
then,
them around.
Then you
Yep.
start spitting
Big
clumps
wads.
around, and
Yep.
then you packing them, and all of a sudden you turn into chatter bumps. And
That's what I even like Tuchscher's employees. I just told them, just follow this guy in the other tractor. Don't go fast. Don't make clumps. Everybody did a great job on, just working it in. And it came around about 4 o'clock.
you started to have to add water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
To
the
the
top
top half
was
of the
starting
track.
to crust a little bit. And then
There was some wind, I remember. So, but
not much.
yeah,
Not like what we usually have when we don't
yeah, it
want
wasn't hurricane.
Meanwhile, cars are showing up,
Yeah.
checking in, walking up to there. You had
Well-
a pretty good audience at one point in time up on the corner of the track.
Yeah. Well, and then not only this, the pits. What a
The pits
disaster.
are wet. Oh yeah,
What a disaster. Ricky Alvarado and I think Nathan Watney, they all took turns running Bobcat.
pushing
yeah.
the water out of there.
Yeah, Lance brought a drag. My brother was dragging another drag. I mean, it was a disaster.
Just
Again,
that-
no other track could race because it was too wet.
I mean, when I was sitting in the garage calling
and it
people,
was raining here
you
too.
didn't even think about it.
the garage was dry.
Yeah.
The racetrack
so the rest of the world must be.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so,
So just from the whole start of the day and how everything went, I mean, honestly, we had some racing gods that were definitely on our side because it could have went south in a hurry.
Yeah.
You know, you're touching
And-
on like Tuchser being able to bring equipment and help. I mean,
Yeah.
that is so important, and it's there ain't
What-
enough words to say of what it matters to make it happen.
So after everything's said,
awesome.
all said and done, we did our
so nice
meeting
and-
on Tuesday, got our P&L. We lost almost $1,200. It's a wash.
But we missed
but-
our target of people in the stands, right?
Yeah,
We
that
wanted
would-
500 in the stands.
Yeah,
We missed that
Missed that
by about 100 or so,
Yeah.
maybe roughly, give or take.
Yeah, I think almost 200. So that would have been.
But we must have made up for it with pit people
Pit people were pretty good. Yep.
because we had right at 60 cars.
Yep. For the mods, and then no total.
Total, yeah.
Right at 60
Yeah.
cars total. But we were banking
It was a
on
kind of a
three
40-20 deal.
pit passes per car.
Yep.
So we must have got more than that.
Right.
So it made up a little bit.
Right. But then here's the other deal. Look at all the people that chipped in.
Money to make the purse
Yeah.
bigger.
So I better not forget that. So my Taylor and then Alicia Johnson, they kind of ramrodded that whole because internet world goes. I just gave them the instruction. Anybody that comments that they want to do this or do that, they must pay. Otherwise, we're not shelling out this money. We're
Right.
gonna chase them down.
We're not
I-
chasing them down in a month.
Right, because I said Nodak can't
you had a
afford.
Venmo set up, didn't you?
Yep. So she ended up getting one set up, but a lot of that money just went to the purse. It didn't necessarily go to the club.
To the cost.
Right.
Yeah.
So like
It was
security
on
fence,
top of it.
Security fence, their 500 Nodak kept to try and help get to the break even point.
I see.
That was pretty good for Mike.
yeah.
Yep.
Mike and Chassis
yeah.
put that together, yeah.
And we had
Brendan.
There was a couple. I don't have the list here, and I didn't see hardly who all did it, but there was a lot of people that chipped in.
Nick did a nice job of announcing it all night long.
Yeah.
So
And
it
I
was on the
think,
broadcast.
and then Tom Barry ended up what did he win? $2,000?
I thought it was right at $2,000. I thought
Yeah,
I heard
'cause-
something about 2,500,
Because
but I wasn't sure.
Mark with Capital City Motorworks, he rounded them off. He did the spread to 2,000 and 1,000.
Yep.
So I think they were at 17 and 9 at the time. So
Conversation
Mark
early
put 100 on one and 300
early
on
in
the
the
other,
day.
so.
I'm at home. I'm on the phone with Smalls. We're talking about it, and Smalls goes, "Well, we'll just do normal pay." And I go, "Don't worry, Darn TV will make it an even 1,000 for both
Right.
classes. I'll just if nobody else puts any money in, I'll make it an even 1,000 for both classes."
I'll tow money it.
Yeah.
So a grand a piece.
And
Yeah.
my wife comes around the corner. Jenny comes around. What? With the hand on the hip and all this shit. And I'm like, we'll see how many people put money in. I ended up not having to put
Right,
anything
right.
in.
Right.
You guaranteed it to a GG, and
And they took
carried
it higher.
itself, so-
Right.
They took it higher.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I mean, it was almost 400 shares on Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be the most ours has ever had.
It really needs to be appreciated because for it to become an idea at 10 o'clock, we'll say, and then in motion by noon. Wow. I mean, having the idea is the easiest part of all of it. And that,
Right.
that can be difficult with a board.
To understand, there
You know,
had
you,
to be.
you had to split boards, so
what
and
would
they're
you
not
s-
wrong. They're voting with their
50,
conscience.
60 people were
So-
involved in this that got this put together
Oh,
and
yeah.
made it work. 50 or 60 people in the matter of 2 hours.
I mean,
and
you
then,
think
and then
about
the
it,
show went off without a hitch. The show went off like it was a normal night.
It looks
2 hours
scheduled.
and 6
2 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah, we were actually chasing weather at the end there.
At the
The
beginning.
concern of
At
was
the
that-
beginning.
yeah,
It started raining during the heat races.
Yeah.
that's right. We were
We had a
looking,
short
we were
rain
looking
delay.
east. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of. No, we never quit. We
Yeah.
never quit. We raced in the rain.
Right, but I thought intermission we kind of stretched it a little bit because it was kind of drizzling and raining a little bit.
No, it was
Oh.
done by then.
Oh,
We just went and
It,
worked it and raced again.
It went off like it was scheduled.
yeah.
Well, that's
And
the
it
biggest thing.
wasn't.
I just want to
So-
make sure everybody understands. This is how strong the club is right now. Like we had people.
People stepping up.
Yeah.
Not having to, but did for the love of the game, love of the sport,
And
the
it-
race club.
I mean, everybody.
We
that-
hear of these stories from way back when's, and you had a
We
way
got
back
them
when
right now.
today.
You're right.
Yeah. I think it's going to be one of the most memorable moments of the year for sure.
I think that's
and,
what we,
and even of your presidency or your
one of the things we
involvement, so
talked about on the phone is this
cool.
was an opportunity. I mean, this may gain national recognition for Nodak Speedway to put something on.
Well,
like
didn't Jay Schmidt kind of make a comment to you? Like,
Yep.
it hasn't really even happened in Iowa.
Well,
or
he goes,
kinda like,
only in North Dakota does one
Yeah.
night get rained out somewhere, and then another track 3 hours away or whatever
3 hours away.
puts another race on.
He's all down there, but come on up.
Yeah, right.
Jay was one. Jay, after Underwood, I introduced myself to Jay. We talked quite a bit because he's Napa Jay. I only know Jay Schmidt. I only knew him before Underwood as Jerry Van Sickle on IMCA TV saying, hey, there's Napa Jay in the 19J.
See, he probably doesn't even know who I am, but I kind of know him from like almost 20 years ago because I'm pretty sure he had a Larson car.
20 years and 200 pounds ago.
Really?
Or 100 pounds ago.
Yeah.
He was
Me?
race.
Yeah, you.
Oh, I don't know. I was pretty big then, too.
He used to race modifieds.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure in 05 or 6, too bad he doesn't watch, but I'm pretty sure he had a Larson stock car, too.
Might have. I don't know.
I was looking up the math. I think he had only been like 24. So that would have been...
I don't know. But getting to know him, he stayed in Underwood, and he was going to message me the next day before he even left Underwood, so he was fortunate enough to stay there. And then when I told him, he messaged me, hey, I can't remember what it was. They canceled. What's the plan for tonight? Because I made a comment. I go, if they can't race, we'll do some cooking or we'll do something.
Right.
I'll figure out something.
Yeah, we cooked all right.
Right. and I go, hey, Nodak's going to race, so you better head up here. And he's like, really? He was like, what?
It was awesome to see him come up. That's great.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I mean,
I thought the racing was
here-
great. I mean,
here-
the racing itself was awesome too. So
here's my deal. At 9 in the morning, of course, my phone's going. And I like to be, I don't know, I like this racing thing. When I race car, there's nights I bend the frame and Darren and I just bust ass. We make it happen. We didn't ever like back down more or less, This deal, you kind of almost motivated me the first time when I talked to you because
I was kind of like,
you're like, it's almost impossible for this to even happen. And then I hung up and I'm like,
just like those bent frame days.
right.
And I wasn't trying to be negative.
No, but
I was just trying
because
to.
I was kind of on your page too. And then I got thinking, not under Smalls' watch. We're gonna screw Brandon. We're gonna figure it out.
But I wasn't doing it to work against you. I was just being like,
no, because
hey,
you worked with me, but
You were just being real.
I was
right.
like, this is going to
You're
be
just being
damn
real.
near impossible.
but in Smalls' brain, I'm like, we can do this.
Reverse psychology. You see what I did
well,
Yeah.
you challenged them without challenging them. Well, so it's just you and Darren fixing a bent frame. Okay, so you only got the two of you.
Right.
But to make this race deal happen, as you said, it took 50, 60 yeses.
Oh,
Not everybody was thinking about racing on Saturday. Everybody was thinking about it on Sunday.
right.
You shared that Wayne and Lori were working on their new house, and they
Right,
were. I
right.
mean, because they're going to be here Sunday, but they're trying to get their house going. So,
And-
and everybody has plans.
Right.
So,
right.
and yet it happened.
And
Impressive.
I think a couple people
So-
were a little. We probably heard a couple feelings on the way, but I mean, someone
But we
kind
didn't
of
try to.
No, they were like,
the people I talked to, I said, be honest and say, no, I don't
Right.
want to be there.
right,
Yeah.
because then we'll find somebody.
We will
And-
find
Yeah.
somebody.
And I mean, in some
Oh,
spots,
at least we're going to try, and if we don't, then we met our challenge.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
in
I
a
was-
couple,
so
couple
many
spots
things had
we
to go
found.
right.
In a couple spots, we found too many people for that spot, and
Maybe redirect them.
well, yeah, it kind of whatever.
I
I got told a couple times, oh, this was not coordinated good. I'm like, we raced. I don't know what. I
Yeah.
mean, we coordinated. I thought it.
They weren't wrong, but it happened.
I charged my phone 5 times. It wasn't like I wasn't coordinating anything, like,
It was warm.
yeah.
At the end of the day, I got to sit in the stands and enjoy the races and go
Right.
down and do my victory lane and then put the microphone down. And
I thought it was a home run.
Yeah,
I thought
you
it was.
joined
a
you
grand
joined-
slam.
You were up.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were up with Nick and Ben.
Yeah, got to be up with. I got to meet Ben. I mean,
Right.
It was a career-changing moment for myself.
Aaron
didn't even know it
Turnbull
was
came
coming,
down and
so-
raced.
Aaron Turnbull came and raced.
Yeah,
You know.
Aaron had his car, so
I should have we needed those points. I needed those
Oh,
points.
you needed them points?
yeah.
But it was over.
See, there's going to be way too much research and development on this thing next year. So
Aaron, I don't trust you anymore when you say, "Yeah, I think I'm going to come to mine." You came one time.
well, he met your tit for tat.
Yeah,
but
but that
just
was
the
it.
one time.
I've been to Estevan one time too. So.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's going to say.
Yeah,
so.
right.
No, again, to reflect on there, to meet Ben and to work with Nick again, the pros, I mean, it was awesome. Ben's got just oodles and oodles of history on everybody. Just fun to
Did he
listen
have
to.
information on you?
Nah, well, you didn't share it. Well,
Oh.
we didn't get into me. I was kind of a
You
no-show.
know, one of my
I was
favorite
an announcer guy, not a driver guy.
One of
so-
my favorite things about that Saturday deal, Tuchscher, we had enough help. I made Robbie stay in the big wheels, so I didn't have to. That was nice to see him working.
Yeah, I should have taken a picture because
Yeah.
I believe you, but
Yeah, I know. Nobody got a picture of him.
photos help.
Right. Because you do have to hang your head out most of the day because the wipers are gone. But it was fun to stand up on corner one there and all the people coming up and, man, this is where you guys race? Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
it's
We've touched on that. I mean, we take this facility for granted because it's here and we see it every day. This
The
is
word
the Roman Coliseum. I mean, this is gigantic.
the word intimidating from people that walk up. They're like,
Yeah.
how fast do you go here?
you don't go slow.
When you're on the bottom, you feel safer.
Ben shared that. He goes, "This race is like a quarter-mile track." He said, "This thing's big." I'm like, "Again, we're used to it. I mean,
Yeah,
we just take it for granted." But he goes, "This track, because again, we had a bottom and a top going on there, and I thought Braxman did just a killer job on the bottom there. I mean,
Yeah.
he made it a race all the way to the end, and it was a nice fourth corner. I'll leave it there. And but wow.
Get
even
to
Ben
the
had said
racing
that, so-
part.
Oh,
So Jason Ruby come down, and
Salute.
he was helping, and I was kind of like, dude, we got to get you on board because it's nice to have a guy that understands. He ran the cultivator for us, so then I could just focus on watering. Craig Brandvold usually runs it, but I like to try and leave, the record crew, they like their get-together. They have their little party, so it was nice to have another person that was, just with track. And Jason helped Tom and I, and kind of watching Jason, watch how the racing's going, and he's like, maybe we should do this, water here or there. It was so nice to have another input of a racer that understands, and then he was like more or less watching the track, kind of like what I do. I like watching the racing, but you also kind of like watching the track because that's the adjustment you need to make. So it was pretty fun to work with him.
And he was looking at it through not so much a driver's eyes, but
Right,
what we can do to keep it moist, dust-free type of deal.
Right, that, and
Yeah.
then how do you keep the top this fast, or the bottom needs to be faster coming out of two, that, stuff like that. That's what, Tom and I talk about every night. Like, sometimes you just got to water a little bit coming out of two, so when they come around and they get straight, then they can take off.
when they do the full
The
180.
full 180.
Don't mess with the middle.
Yeah.
But-
yeah. Well, and micromanage it.
Yeah.
One spot's dry, you don't have to water the whole track. Micromanage that area.
Right.
Yeah. I've witnessed that in Estevan, and I think we're all. I think you and Tom got, or yourself or your crew, everybody involved. Again, it's a pleasure to be able to jump out on the racetrack and be able to race on the first lap.
Right.
That's huge. That's
Right.
not always the way it is. It's the way it's been lately, and that's
Sunday night
huge.
wasn't. I watered a little too much in the middle on Sunday before the tour, but I was hoping hot laps was going to burn it. We barely even got hot laps to go. I mean,
So
But-
Saturday night, here's what stuck out to me: stock cars. Angel Munoz +8 to win.
yeah.
Movement.
Austin Brands +15 to win. You talk about green arrows and red
Oh.
arrows.
15. That was the whole field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
'cause
think he started
D-
17.
He DNF'd the heat. Yeah, so he done the
I'm
whole
just-
field.
Yeah.
Yes, but that justifies the multiple lane racing, right, for sure. So you can't go through them; you got to go around them. So
And then let's back it up. The topic of Nodak don't want double headers on the tour night because we don't, track work this and that. We did it, and look at the track
Yeah.
was good both nights.
Both nights.
I'd share
Not
that.
so
the
much-
second night, you wouldn't have known we'd have raced the night before.
Right.
Right.
I mean, it was that usually 2-nighter. The second night's going to be drier. He's got less attention. Life.
Yeah, so then the mods, I mean,
Tom Barry went +3, Broxma +3. When is the last time you see Cody Laney go -2?
right.
He let it, and then he, as
He
I
let
said,
it, got a
he
slider
got
and
no
oh,
mirrors.
yeah.
Here they come.
But who was the plus 10 there?
Steve Pfeiffer
Pfeiffer.
Fife
came
dog.
out of a B main, if I remember right.
Yes.
Plus
Yeah, he was on the
10,
pole
yeah.
of a B main. Yeah.
You know, even Marcus +9. He must have started last.
Right.
Take a break and
Aaron
shout out to
Turnbull
Marcus.
+9. I mean,
Yeah.
You almost got 3 cars with double digits.
yeah.
Moves.
Moves.
That's what stood out to
So-
me was the track was
Yeah.
racy enough for them guys. And I think the comment in Victory Lane that I heard from Tom Barry, you know, off microphone or whatever, you could race anywhere. Like
Right.
anywhere on that racetrack you could race.
Goal achieved. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what you want. I mean, you.
The only thing that makes me nervous, it takes 8-inch sheep's foot holes, the whole track full of water to do that.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of water.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
A lot of test tubes full of water.
I think I had 5 or 6 days off of work. Every one of them was at Nodak. I'm like, this ain't no vacation.
Well, and again,
But that's what it
no,
takes.
We had talked there, and you know, sometimes we refer to the past where you know the guys are watering on Tuesday or Wednesday night. You're like, well, that just dries up and goes away, but it doesn't.
It does not.
I mean, it
soaks
does
down
dry.
in. Yeah.
It does dry, but like a garden, it keeps getting deeper and deeper, and you can plow 3 inches and be right back to something when you have a lot of depth. So
Yeah, so then we
kudos
did
to
our.
all ya.
So you guys did the track prep. We
That
rolled into
night-
opening night, which would be night
Yep.
2. Opening night on night 2 of the mod tour.
Right.
Austin Brands betters himself by 1 position. He started outside front row. Was quick.
Right.
McAtoon, Hagen had a good show. He was running the bottom.
Bottom.
I
Well,
thought Mike had a good run. I mean, he ended up
The-
third, and
yeah, the
just
stock cars took a
stayed
little bit to
committed
get
that line.
get rolling. I think you
Yep.
see me throw my headset down, and then you went single file because I was getting irritated. I hate cautions. I hate
Yep.
when they're back to back.
Yeah.
Like, come
We
on, guys.
struggled to get some laps in. I had to jump on the receiver because it's a transition.
Here-
Here, Nodak on Saturday night was your normal crew.
Yep.
Was the normal Bruce Rudlin,
Yep.
Jeff Barta, normal
Yep.
crew. On Sunday, switched over to the mod tour crew. Myself
Yep.
being race director, Zach Heidebrink being flag man.
Right.
So we after about the 4th one, we said we'll give them one more chance at a double file, and then they didn't complete a lap. So we just actually I
Yeah,
think
but
they,
you didn't relay that to me, and I was over it. They irritated me. I was like, because I'm like, somebody go to the top. It's there. Not too many people have used it all night. And I drove around with the 3-inch valve open, soaking that thing. Jason did it too. I'm like, it's up there. Somebody go up there. And
Yeah.
they would start double file, and everybody wanted to fight for the bottom. Fight for the bottom. You went single file, and it was like
Then they spread out.
The guy in 10th was like, man, I can't even see the flag stand. They start going to the top. Oh, it's really good up here. Then everybody goes up there. Mad Mike stays at the bottom, you know.
and moves forward.
moves forward.
Yeah, Mike did a nice job.
But, yeah, the stock car thing is like when they were doubled up, nobody wanted to go up there. But when you put them single file, them guys that were so far back, because it was early in the race.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
like
I
5
mean, we
laps
only
in.
Yeah.
we only completed 2 or 3 laps and 5 cautions.
Yeah, it was. Oh, and I don't like that.
And it wasn't even to the ability like it wasn't even like you couldn't even force laps to get completed because they were spinning out, taking the green or
Yeah.
right in turn 1.
well,
You couldn't even get him across the checkered flag to
Couldn't-
count it.
no,
They were on the back
It
straightaway.
was almost like what I noticed is like coming out of
Right.
4, it was like the middle of the track. It was like a black ice. Those guys would hit that and I'm just
Yeah.
like, go up. Like, can I stand on the stage and like tell these guys to go up? You know, is that fair? But I don't know. They finally got it together.
and had a good feature because
They racked off the rest of the race.
I had to bring up on the receiver, though, at one point in time. Jay Schmidt was out there, and I said Jay's name right on the receiver, and I found it kind of funny, but he got it. We had a little bit of a marathon feature in Underwood on the 5th.
Yes.
40,
Yes, we
40
did.
plus minute feature because they were having the
Yeah.
same struggle. Well,
It
Nodak.
was an extension of Underwood here.
Nodak.
it was.
Oh, I was getting nervous.
We were 5 cautions in, and I come over the receiver, and I go, okay, guys, you remember Underwood the other night? I know Jay Schmidt does, and his hand goes out the window or whatever. The hand goes out the window. Like, yep, we remember. We're heading down that same path. Can we correct this, please?
Let's stop.
And,
We have to.
And to me, though, like when something like that happens, I get super mad because it's like, I feel like this is happening because we missed the boat on track prep, or I should have went out and did this. So then I get mad because I feel like I failed, and then I get mad because it's like I'm failing all these fans up there. This is not what we work for. We work for 1 or 2 cautions, good racing, and now we're starting the tour off like this. Embarrassing. I don't want it.
They corrected it. They got him done.
Yep, and then it. And
It was like a hiccup because
Yeah.
really it was nothing really to blame. It was just
Happening.
not correcting itself, and then when it did clean up, it rolled.
And then
Right.
and then you roll
So-
into the mods. And what the mods do is they do mod things.
oh, did they ever?
And they ran the very tip top of that racetrack. Like crazy tip top,
Up where it's
Fast.
flat.
fast.
Up where it's flat too.
Where the 3-inch valve water went out.
Ah, golly.
It should burn off, and if you miss it, you're going over.
yeah. With
I
air.
I told somebody, I said, Colin Hibden, if he screws up here, he's either going to be Express Smart, the Flicker Tail, or
the old
somewhere.
Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
I said, that is dangerous. And then to do it for 30 laps.
I think
and
we
not-
did 25. Yeah, 30.
30?
30.
30 on the mods. Yeah.
30.
It,
But it was kind of cool. Drew the number 2.
Oh,
Technically on night 2 of the mod tour.
unreal.
Like the storyline wrote itself.
Unreal.
with the
for-
two
with Arneson.
With the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the two.
There was somebody keeping him on the track.
It was an
Yep.
emotional interview
Because
for sure.
Proxima was able to run that middle to bottom a little bit better.
Oh,
He
yeah.
would move around. And I think he's the one that said also, like this, he echoed Tom Berry from the night before when we were sitting down there in Victory Lane because we brought the top 2 down. And when I went over and talked to him, he goes, you could run it's just like last night. You could run anywhere.
Yeah.
There ain't inch of this racetrack you could not race on.
All right.
Literally an inch, because that's all that was the top was holding you
there-
on by.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a lot. That's one thing with like Nodak. We don't build a cushion up there. It's
Yeah,
it's
it builds
just,
itself.
Well, it's not really a cushion. It's just flat, sticky. It's like sticky up there, but it's not really a.
Just got
there
the
is
tape
no,
up there.
Yeah, there's no curb. I mean, you got up there. There was hardly. I bladed it or whatever, or well, I didn't blade it. I guess I walked up there. It's not like you get a curb. It's just moisture.
Just there's more
grip.
moisture right there.
right.
This grip, huh?
That's why if you miss
The
it,
fear
or,
of falling off is the problem.
30. What the big thing that I want to say? 30 consecutive laps caution free.
10 minutes and 26 seconds.
I moved on to Estevan. I got the
Yeah.
Estevan one there now.
yeah,
But
I think that's
no
what it was.
cautions.
Yeah.
10 minutes and 20.
It set the stage for the whole week.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
You didn't know where to look.
No.
And some people said, well, it was kind of one lane around the top. I'm like, I don't know what you were watching. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I was one of them until I went back and watched. But if anybody met, Tuchscher was banging the ditch down there, moving. I think he was
I
up
thought
to
Chris had a great week.
I think he was up to like 5th at one point, and then he kind of trailed back a little bit. But even like Colin didn't smoke him.
No. Nope.
Ethan was right there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think they realize like one little mistake from Colin, it was over.
Yeah.
He-
It was that close. I thought Braxton made the most out of the second lane of everybody all week.
Oh yeah,
He had a high of a first, a low of a third, and second all through the middle. So he had a second place average, and which got him the overall.
Dan
as we
Orn
get there,
kind of
but-
stole my thunder. I was heading down that path, Dan, but we'll cover it as we go. Was
So-
talking how many cautions all week in the mods.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Right.
So we roll.
So but too many cautions is bad. But at the same time, I can tell we're heading there. I still say that a feature should have 2 cautions, one about 7 in and one about 5 to go. So if nothing else, to reflect on your comment, they're all running around the top. No, let's bunch them all up again so we can tell where everybody's at. So-
Lap 5 Sunday of the tour, I said to like Jason and those guys and my brother-in-law, I said we should throw a caution right now.
Yeah.
because Slide Job City would have opened up.
Yeah, just
It would've
so
been-
everybody can tell where everybody's at again.
It would have been lit like Vegas. It would have been wild to watch Tom, Cody, Colin, Braxma
Yeah.
throw sliders like we have not seen before.
Travis was in that.
Yeah.
Got a fifth
Who,
out of that deal.
Somebody has the power to throw that caution. Debris.
Jock?
Well,
Jacques?
Yeah. Jock Debris.
Jock debris. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it should be throwing. It should be throwing.
Throw the caution. There's a rock in 3. Okay. Hubdy, get out there and pick something up.
Throw down a white handkerchief
Yeah.
and pick that back up.
Yeah.
Secrets. Oh boy. Where was we?
Estevan.
We're doing WWE.
Rolling across
yeah.
the border, going up to Estevan. Everybody made it in okay. I think the border crossing was not prepared for the influx of people, but
They didn't get the warning shot.
well, they handled it. I mean, by the time I got there would have been enough racers go through that they go, "What are you going up for?" I go, "Estevan Motor Speedway." "Oh, part of the other group?" And I go, "I'm sure there's about 10 more behind me, and there's probably been 20 ahead of me." And they didn't even check anything. They looked at our go on through.
Passported you and shot you through.
Oh, big thanks to everybody that helped take the wall down too to finish the night at Nodak.
Right. Oh yeah. All that had to go down too.
The big time work. But yeah, Estevan, I got to stay home. I took Monday off. I went down and helped Jeff finish up. Watched Estevan. I thought the racing was pretty good. I thought the heat races were badass.
Estevan is Estevan. One thing you know when
Yeah.
you're rolling up there, it's Estevan.
Yeah,
And
it's
there's
prepped
nothing
and
to-
ready to rip.
car count was pretty decent, wasn't it?
You got it in front of you in that piece of paper. You just
Oh,
got to
yeah.
open it up.
Shit. Yeah, so mine had a total of 84. Estevan right at the 77. So I mean, you only lost 7 cars.
Yeah, you lost 2 mods and 5 stock cars.
Yeah,
And getting off the weekend, I think that's completely acceptable. Mixing in with the border. So
Absolutely. Shelby Williams picked up the win. Austin Brands showed his consistency in second. They dueled it out, did
wow,
they not?
side
Yeah.
by side.
Side by side. They were. Could you think they'd get any lower? No. They were left sides on the
Right.
inside of the tires.
And those are real tires there.
Yeah.
Big
Cameron
ones.
Starry made his presence known. He put his name there, plus 11, getting the hard
Yep.
charger.
double
up to third.
digits. Yeah, and then
Or he
who's-
didn't get hard charger. Dan McAtoon plus 12.
And
Chase
then-
Davidson plus 12.
Starry he had a bunch though.
there was 2 guys with plus 12.
Gowdy Jr.
Jeez.
plus 13.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Producing good racetrack.
Not a bunch of cautions. I think we only had 2 or 3, and they weren't
Right.
bunched up with one another.
Right.
It was pretty limited. Modifieds, Tom Berry Jr.
Yeah,
wins.
he led the whole
led
thing.
the whole thing. Broxma was right there, though. Broxma did not let him get away. Again, 30 laps.
30 laps.
No cautions.
I know it.
So we're on
that's
night-
cool, but it ain't cool when you're watching.
We're on night 2.
I want
night
them bunched
2
up.
of no modified cautions. What happens when you bring the best modified drivers in the country on great? I mean,
We announced it there. I mean, when you professionals doing what professionals do,
yeah.
just putting it on, man.
And I'm gonna just speed up the whole tour talk deal. Kind of, I got a lot of comment. Oh, tour numbers are down. I said we're at the perfect numbers for the perfect shows with the
Yeah.
best quality drive. 50 mods at Nodak, 40 of them could win for sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the other 10,
Are good.
yeah, they
Yeah.
could do it.
Nick invited me on the pre-race show up in Estevan before the races, and that's exactly what I said, because it was a conversation that Marcus Tomlinson and I had, and he heard the same thing. People were rumbling, "Oh, the car count's down, all this, all that." It may be down a little bit. I have numbers that prove that
Yeah.
it's not down very much, but there's 35 to 40 of the best modified drivers in the country are at your racetrack.
What's the saying?
And the other ones,
quality over quantity.
and the other ones that we're not
100%.
including.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
But the other ones that, if we say 35 out of the 48, or let's say 40 out of the 48 were the best, or 40 out of the 50 were the best modified, them other 10 are great weekly drivers.
That's the point I was making. They're good.
They're
good.
Go back to
They're track champions where they
Yeah,
come from.
right,
They're
exactly.
good.
Thielen starting on the pole in my. He could have won that deal.
He hung on for a long time.
That's what I
He,
mean.
he
Like-
showed the speed. Absolutely.
I mean, don't.
Might have
The
got out experienced,
the F5
but
moved to an F1.
Right. I know the feeling. I started on the pole, the Harris class, twice or once. I think it's twice. Once for sure. Me and Dotson started on the pole. I went backwards. He won. He found the rubber. I did. That's all.
an
But-
experience
Didn't you,
deal.
didn't you start on the pole the year I went down there with you?
Yeah, I
Me
think
and
I've
Peyton
done.
and
I think I did it twice.
And Peyton was just little, 1%.
1%.
1%.
I'm pretty sure I started on the pole of the class twice.
1%.
Because in Webster City, I started on the pole of every race for 2 years in a row.
And Peyton was pretty young at that time.
It
And
was
she goes,
15 and 16. 16
yeah,
is
so
when we
10
went.
years ago. So Peyton would have been
Yeah.
8,
Right.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
So Peyton goes,
The
Dad,
age of my girls
Dad,
now.
Smalls is on the pole. And I go, yeah, he won't be there long.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because the year before, it was not. But I did better the second year.
I go, sweetie, just be prepared to load up fast.
Yeah.
You never
It's
know
gonna be
what's
loud.
going to happen.
I think I got on. I'm like, well, that was better than last year. I didn't go to the back too fast.
it took longer.
Yeah. It took longer.
It's a green arrow.
Right.
Williston, once again, great racing again.
Right.
The track kind of changed. This is one thing that I looked back at that maybe we should have did different. There was a caution over in turn 2, and in the stock cars. I'm in the stock car feature. There's a caution over in turn 2, and we kept the cars rolling. Well, by keeping the cars rolling, what ended up happening is the cars went up and packed in that cushion.
Packed in the spray.
Packed in the cushion, which we were trying to avoid packing that in at that point because we were going to let it just do its thing.
Let it walk on its own.
Let it walk on its own. Well, as soon as we packed it in, we kind of killed the top out of 2. It just wasn't the same.
Do you think it got too hard? It wouldn't move then, or?
Yeah. I
It
don't know.
It stayed middle.
Right.
I watched on
It
your deal.
it wasn't bad, but it changed. So Shelby Williams led the whole thing, but all of a sudden, he couldn't get the top to work as good as it did before the caution. And who comes on the bottom? Hometown kid. Dalton Flory, his one and only tour appearance. Within 3 or 4 to go, he takes the lead and ends up winning that deal.
He was 4th place car before the yellow. It was a 5-lap yellow.
Right.
Or a 5-lap yellow.
There's
so.
your yellow.
Yeah.
Well, that was stock cars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there's your
nonetheless,
yellow.
that's what I'm
That's
selling
right.
is
Yep.
that I want a yellow with 5 laps to go to get them all bunched up one last time.
I think
and,
car count in Williston, 78.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, 50 mods, 28 stock cars. So
Yeah.
you're
If you thought it was short in Minot and going by the paper, it was roughly 5 cars. If you want to make a case, I don't know if 5 cars count, but then it stayed there too. I mean, it didn't turn into 30.
Dan McAtoon plus 18 in Williston.
He looked good too. I mean,
and you started them all there.
Started all of them.
28 stock.
28.
Yeah.
Well, 2 of them didn't start. Jeremy
Oh.
Ritchie and Adam Goff did not start, so we only started
Adam,
26.
Yeah. Poor Adam.
And Jay Schmidt didn't make very many laps, so he wasn't out there long. I think it was one of the first ones that he
still
pulled
25 cars on that track. I mean,
you're right. We've been there.
in. It made me nervous.
yeah.
But it's hard to have a B main to get rid of 3 cars, 4
Oh,
cars.
I don't agree with doing a B main for 28 cars.
Exactly what we talked about.
Yeah, Park 3. Are you kidding me?
Sometimes on that situation, and on a tour you can't, but on
people
my
don't-
tour he did.
yeah.
I cut it down to 20.
Right.
What I did is I said, okay, we're in that gray area. Let's just bring it down to 20 and start 20.
Justifying your B main.
Right. But
Here, I mean,
It depends on who's paying the last three spots.
Because it was a stock
tour
car pay
guy,
to
or-
start.
$100, I believe.
100, so you're adding
$400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
400 for the track. Or,
It's not nothing.
Yeah, that could
So-
be make or break. I
Right.
mean, sometimes.
right.
Other times it's 200 to start. Now it's 800.
The other
Make
thing,
a
I
decision here
haven't
pretty
touched
soon.
on this, but the other thing that we did different this year is we talked about trying to reward some of the point people for the redraw. So what we did is we did 3 heat race winners in the stock cars.
Oh, yeah.
And then if the top
The
3
passing point.
passing points, the top 3 in passing points that didn't win a heat race go into the redraw
Yeah.
in the stock cars. So in the modifieds, we rolled. Smalls had to get ornery with me and talk me into 5 heat
Brandon
races.
and I were fighting before the races started.
Because I'm a math person.
Again.
Well, it's just
I'm hard-headed and he's thinking.
I'm trying to put the math together because we had 50 cars, and I was like, do we run 6 heat races? He goes, no, you run 5. And I go, well, how do I make the redraw work? It's really his fault that we did this the whole tour.
And it
'Cause
worked out good.
I go, how do we make the redraw work with 5 heat races?
Yeah.
And I go, well, how about let's do this? Let's take the top 3 in passing points that didn't make that didn't win the heat race, and put them into the redraw. So we're redrawing 8.
Yeah.
So we kept that going all week, guys.
That's how you broke that down then.
Yep.
Okay.
See, when I become an asshole, he thinks and has to figure it out.
Well, sometimes he just goes and goes and goes, but I gotta put thought into it. And
Smallsy, it's hard to believe you're the voice of balance.
Yeah, I know. I know. I left
boy.
before. Hey, I left before because when I left, I was pissed off because he said we're doing the 6-car heat racing. So I'm like, I'm gonna go back to opening night when Bruce just told me to shut up and get back in the water truck. So that's where I was headed. And then the heat races roll out, and I think it was the stock cars. You had like 11 in the heat. I thought to myself, I won.
I won. It just takes, it doesn't happen as fast as Smalls wants it to happen. We just have to work through the numbers. I have to make sense of the numbers
Yeah. Well, because you got to repeat it.
because you got to repeat it
And then it worked out pretty good.
for the whole tour.
Because
The
if you have
format
one
did
night,
not change the whole tour.
Didn't you got a little bit of flack the first night, didn't you, from a driver, and then it ended up benefiting him?
well, it's explainable.
But yes,
That's why
I
it worked.
got flack. I
the
got
top 3
flack.
in passing points. Well, I was 4th. Well, that's your problem.
I did.
So,
I did get flack
you're straight up.
from a driver. Yes, I got flack from him. He wanted to do 6 heat races and just redraw the 6 heat race winners.
All right.
And I said, well, I go, you guys got passing points, so this allows the passing point guys to get in there. It was a Smalls and Brandon little discussion. He wasn't nearly as aggressive with his conversation as you were.
Right.
Okay, but it just so happened.
I have my moments.
It just so happened that in Estevan,
he wasn't swearing.
in Estevan, he tied for
For the-
3rd in passing points with somebody
But-
else.
but it was
he
the-
had a better draw number, so therefore he got into the redraw. The other guy did not get in. He ends up drawing the pole or outside pole and wins the
wins.
feature. You guys can put 2 and 2 together who that was. 'cause-
Interesting.
But he was not on board with the way we were doing it at first. He was afterwards.
But he talked to you and not me.
Right.
Because
Back to Williston. Mods.
Because you're hard to talk to, Smalls.
I'm not that bad, unless you catch me in the.
In the water truck.
Yeah, well, yeah. When I see something I don't like, then I can get a little.
We got to get history with Becky and Big Al there. When Smallsy gets like this, what's the plan? Just don't listen. Okay.
She used to pull. I used to have a little rat tail back here, but now I shave my head because I learned my lesson there. She can't pull my hair no more.
Oh God, I want about an hour with her.
Modifieds, Kyle Strickler, hometown race for his sponsor, G-Style.
Yeah.
Makes a late race pass. I think it was the last lap.
It was
on his
exciting
bid.
to watch. It was a traffic deal. As I shared, being a great racer, that's a book, but to be great in traffic is yet another chapter.
So
And that was good racing.
I think
boy.
that we had one caution for debris in Williston.
I think that's where it started.
First
First one.
But he went +5 to pick up the feature win.
Yeah. That was
Broxma
fun
plus
to
6.
watch.
You're starting to see the consistency in Broxma.
Yeah.
Biella was up front quite a bit of that. He fell back to 4th. Still, nothing wrong with a 4th place finish on the tour.
No,
What are you looking up?
nothing.
Is it
He's
texting your girlfriend time? Or what?
watching the show.
Yeah, I'm watching the show.
Trying to see it. We got 32 viewers right
Yeah,
now.
you aren't keeping me
Oh
up to date.
boy.
Not bad for how nice it is.
We were up to 45 earlier, and then we started tour talk and whatever.
Yeah, what? So who got hard charger? What do we got for pass in there? 10 plus.
Walla
10?
went plus 10. Kyler Jeffrey.
Yeah, first night Walla got to the tour, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Big Show was able to make the tour.
Yeah, he missed Minot and Esteban.
Esteban.
Yep. But anyways, great feature race.
All right, I went to bed, but I got replay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the goal all week was a 3-hour program. We hit Mark's 3-hour program first 2 nights. We were 3 hours and 48 minutes on night 3 in Williston.
I gotta say this though about Williston. I kind of chuckled because I go to the hockey games or whatever, and it's kind of a show at intermission when they run 2 Zambonis. It's kind of cool. It's part of the show. Williston, I'm thinking to myself, they gotta do something with this track. They bring out 2 blades.
Oh.
I'm thinking to myself, maybe we're doing it wrong. I've never seen 2 blades on a racetrack at intermission. This is almost kind of cool.
Yeah.
It worked out.
One guy did the middle.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of rough through the center.
Right.
So one guy did the middle, like right through the center, while the other one was working the top to the bottom.
It reminded me of hockey for some. I mean, it just
2
like
Zambonis.
2
yeah.
Zambonis,
I
2
didn't
blades.
tune in until the stock car feature. Just
The
so
middle
I
one had
missed
them
that, but-
carbide tips on it.
Oh,
like
really?
the middle, the
Yeah.
one that did the middle or whatever. So it like cut that through there with them carbide tips. It was quite interesting to watch.
See, I ain't blading during our intermission
Because you don't want to do it in front of people.
no, and I go slow. I go slow.
Got a lot of armchair
But it seems to be
quarterbacks watching.
It seems to be paying off. I go slow because you can screw a racetrack up.
You can dig a hole.
Trust me, I've done it. And
But
you don't fix them that week.
Pretty cool to see Kyle Strickler get the win there.
Yep.
He was pretty excited.
Yeah.
Again, it was
Dude,
a great
guy that's
dogfight,
raced.
boy.
Let's talk about this. He has raced late model,
Yeah.
truck series. He's
Yeah.
raced big modified shows, USMTS. He's
Super-
raced some of the biggest races ever, and he's
Yeah.
probably won them.
Yeah.
And he is in Victory Lane in Williston.
Right.
With enthusiasm.
Oh
Yeah.
my! You
this
could
is a
hear
big,
him.
This is a big deal.
You could
Right.
hear him over the car running,
Excited.
excited.
And somewhat winded. I mean,
Yeah.
he had to hang on.
Yeah,
So that just shows you what a tour win means.
that's what a
I
mod
agree.
tour win.
I
yeah,
agree. Right. I mean, you can say, well, they started good and all that. Nah, nah, you got to get her done.
You're right.
on
So,
to Dickinson. We drive through the Badlands, the beautiful Badlands of North Dakota. We roll into Dickinson.
24 stock cars, pretty good, and 47.
71 total, huh?
Yep, 71 total. 47 mods. So,
Tour is starting to take its toll.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it was hot too. People,
So
Super
it was
hot. I
90
think
Yeah.
it was
out.
100 degrees as we were driving down there, according to
Right.
my pickup.
people. It's and then you got to get the car unloaded, tire work.
the older I get,
everything,
the worse heat is. I'm sticking to it. That hot's no fun.
Cameron Starry makes his presence known all the way from Corpus Christi, Texas. Crazy how far these guys
It wasn't
come.
hot to him. It was normal. So-
He was able to
What's
make
your guys' problem? Well, we're used to about 60.
when I went back
that's
when I went
enough.
back and watched that feature in Dickinson, I went back and rewatched it. He was able to make the center off of turn 4 so much better than everybody else up high, and it was just nuts because it looked like he was going 20 miles an hour faster.
That's what I thought of Austin earlier in the week.
Right.
Just didn't look like he was going that fast, but
He
the
was
gap
going
was
fast,
the
yeah.
gap was getting
he
bigger.
goes,
So he
goes,
was.
He goes +7 to win.
All right.
Rob Van Mill went +3. He was the leader for quite a while.
Yeah.
Hunter Domagaloff makes his presence known with a third. 16 positions gained for Austin Brands down there in Dickinson.
He had to pass the most cars on the
All
tour.
week.
Yeah.
Unreal. And-
all week.
Who is he?
He's Randy Brand's son.
Really?
Randy Brand's son.
The 2004 Super National winner.
Yep.
That's his kid.
This is good. Okay.
What was Randy Brand's? 271? 27
No.
with a little one, or what was it?
think it.
I think it was 27.
just 27.
Yeah, but I thought he used to have a little 1 in there.
Yeah, maybe for traveling.
I don't know.
We all did that.
Maybe. Yeah. He's the one that beat
That's how I
Wyatt.
got 67 or
Zach
71
Madrid
or whatever.
up 10. Brody Karlsrud up 10. There's a lot of positions gained
Yeah.
down there in Dickinson.
Great.
Great night for Brad and them guys.
Track was dry from the word go.
But you're working with 100-degree
Right,
temperatures.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Brad just accepted
But it was still racy.
The moon dirt down there.
Yeah,
it's so
it's,
weird when you water it. You don't know what you're going to get when you water it.
You can't tell if it's wet or not.
Right, that's
Right.
what I mean.
So he just went with what he had, and he'd go out and he'd prep with the blade. He'd take the blade and he'd blade the top 5, 7, or 10 feet of the racetrack with the blade. He'd blade the bottom 10 feet and say, there you go, you got 2 lanes. They'd run the top and they'd run the bottom. It was kind of
once again, we're blading at intermission. I ain't doing it.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I'll go in 4th gear when there's nobody around.
Ethan
Not at intermission.
Ethan Broxma picks up the win in the modifieds.
Yeah,
The only
finally.
surprise to that was that it took that long because he's
Right.
been so good all week.
Yeah, second and
And
third
just,
all week. Finally
solid.
gets off the Schneid, picks up the win. Travis Hagen led a bunch of that race, finishes second. Tom Berry third. Strickler, he led a bunch of that race too. It was Strickler, Broxma, and Hagen up front as the top 3. Ended up hitting the wall and cutting down a right rear with about 2 or 3 or 4 to go or somewhere
Isn't
in that
that
range.
pretty easy to kind of do
I think
coming
he
on
Yep.
the back straightaway there?
Hung on to 6th, I think.
Yep, he hung on for 6th. But
Doesn't that back straightaway wall kind of get some guys? Cause
when
they
you say
kinda-
back straightaway, what are you meaning? The grandstand side or the?
that's the back straightaway.
Well, yeah, but
It's hard to tell. The flagman's on the back straightaway if you're in the grandstand.
That's the front.
If you're in the pits.
That's the front back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, tricky track in its own right because it does have a wall on both straightaways, whichever
Right.
ones they are.
just
both
on
of them.
just on the straightaway.
Yeah,
just on
right.
right.
On the straightaways.
And then you got to
but-
get like super high on the corners, and if you get too high, you fly off. And if you're just high enough, you can be wicked fast.
Yep.
I don't know. That place to me is weird, but race is good.
Brad has done a lot of work down there adding banking.
Yeah.
There is probably 3 times the banking as there was a handful of years ago.
Oh,
Like it used to be in Dickinson when you walked in there, you just kind of looked at the place and go, well, I'm not going to race any higher than
yeah.
the
right.
3/4 mark of the track because it would
Yes.
go
'Cause you
in
could
and
see
it.
you just taper off.
flatten off.
Well, now it's like what Nodak we've had there.
Yeah, the
It
bank.
goes in and it goes right to the top.
Soup
it
bowls
does.
all the
There
way
is
up.
no where it flattens off, you're up and off the track.
Yeah, you shouldn't even be.
Shouldn't even be up there.
You're going to the pits.
There's no
It's a-
water hose up there. It's gone.
Right.
It's the other side.
Which Austin Doe ended up doing. He went up and over there and just took it right back to the pits in the stock car.
Right. Did they get everybody in the pit side or
No,
did they
we had I think 8 or 9 people up in the
on
other side.
Had probably the toughest wreck of the
Yes.
week
Oh,
down
that
there.
was a tough one.
With
Yep.
that, with that said,
Wha-
I'm able to be here tonight. Marcus has got his new frame, and he's in the
Yeah,
middle of
two-
making a race car
two
as we
tough
speak.
wrecks.
So
2 tough wrecks. Stock
Yeah.
cars in their feature
Oh,
going
yeah.
into turn 1
Yep,
had a pretty nasty wreck.
Who?
Tore up Dan McAtoon's
Yeah,
car.
the 92. Yeah.
Tore up a few other cars. Brennan Borg's
Oh,
car.
well, didn't
yeah,
the two Munoz did he
I think he got in that too.
or he had engine because he didn't even go to Mandan, I think.
Well,
right?
he had engine problems. He was overheating all week.
Right.
Um,
That's what it was. Okay, so he wasn't in the wreck.
He had supposedly some pulley issues. Munoz did early on in the week, and it caused the motor to overheat. Which then, once it overheated once, he just couldn't keep it cool after that.
yeah.
Do you know that feeling?
Yeah, every night. Right.
Yeah. So
Every
yeah,
night.
Isaac and Marcus's deal, that tough deal.
Zach, we are here for the long haul. You can probably check back in another 2 hours, and we'll still be going.
Why is he asking how long we talked?
Zach Heidebrink goes, dang, you all still going?
Oh, we ain't even had a break yet.
Has he ever watched?
He's never watched a full episode. It'll be on Spotify tomorrow.
Yeah.
Turn it on while you're doing
Tell him
something
to call
else.
in. We'll grill him a little.
Right. It's been a month. This could be a 5-hour show if we wanted.
This could be an 8-hour show.
Right.
This could be a whole work day.
You got 3 guys that just like to talk.
dang.
Racing.
Enjoy talking.
Yeah, so Marcus, Mike, Gordy, he's got a crew
Nick,
lined up.
what question am I asking him? I remember our conversation earlier, but Nick, just remind me. Text me.
Nick who?
Hallberg.
He's
I'm supposed
actually
to ask
watching?
you a question. Yeah.
Me?
Oh. Well, Nick, how we doing on the dome?
Yeah.
Karen wants to know.
We have Husitz. Zach's flipping back and forth between Husitz and us. We have Husitz on the TV
We got
right
that
there.
here. If you
He
were,
needs to
if
come
you were at
over
the
my
table,
place.
you could catch it all. We got
Zach,
it going on.
You're coming over to Smalls Racing headquarters. I'll show you how you set up.
4 TVs.
4 TVs.
See, the sun's still up. See the
Yeah.
see the shadow here on the wall. So, yeah. It's not late yet. The sun's still up.
Right.
Oh, Smalls, have you ever tested the track out after you work it in? Just wondering if the Intrepid has 4th gear.
That's what Nick meant. Oh my!
I missed that one. Sorry, too
Yeah.
many people commented all at the same time there.
Yeah, we'll save that for.
Wasn't that the little Dodge?
Yeah, the,
Well, that's not a water truck.
We're going to have to go back and watch. We didn't see the herb wreck, Zach. It obviously happened while we weren't looking over there.
Yeah.
Nick, how was it when I blew your doors off? Oh. I think, Nick, we got to save that for at least 10 years down the road.
On that note, well, we'll talk about it at the end. Mandan, championship
Mandan.
night in Mandan. Once again, roll into Mandan. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yep.
Solid.
You said you had to. Well, I didn't get to watch because I had to go be down and go to the Honeybee game and
Boy, we pushed this program right along.
yeah, you
Because
said
an hour and well, we started about 5 minutes late because TV needed us to start late, and they had an intro that they wanted to play leading into it, which I ended up still starting too early, and some people missed a couple laps of the first heat race. No biggie. The intro was badass. If you haven't went back and watched it, you need to watch. We'll watch it at the end of the show here. But
I didn't see it either.
the intro from the national anthems into the heat races, IMCA TV did a great job of putting something together.
I thought the IMCA TV stepped up their game this year.
Oh, absolutely. They brought a new trailer in. They had new cameras. They had new production. They had a completely new process, per se, than what I use on a normal weekly show.
I thought
It was all their own equipment. You had shared that
Yeah.
there from the
They
Saturday
didn't use
night
any
deal,
of
so-
mine. We're going to get to that, Scott Curtis. That's exactly what I want to talk about after this.
See, he knows what the read-in is.
Well, it's about Hallberg
Ah.
and how terrible he was on the tour.
Oh
Just
boy.
playing. Just playing.
Oh boy.
we got to pick on Nick.
We're right at about an hour. I want to call it like an hour 4, hour and 5
4 minutes. Yeah. you
for
said.
heat races and B mains.
Yeah.
So
That's-
that put us a little after 6 or a little after 8. It was
8.
about 8:10. They wanted to do
Do
track prep. We brought the guys down. Both classes got their introductions on championship night. We had plenty of time. We wrapped everything up 10 o'clock. 10. I think it was 10:01.
Yeah, I got home just in time to watch the features, and I thought they were pretty good.
Pretty good features. Great features. Sean Strand picks up the stock car win.
Yep.
Yeah, I tuned in right in the middle of his interviews when I was able to turn it on.
Kind of
so-
caught you by surprise. You were thinking you were going to catch features, and we were already done with one of them.
Yeah, I did. Thought I could work in the garage and catch the features.
You got to get a TV.
I got one of them.
You need a TV, but
Yeah,
then you won't get nothing
Yeah,
done.
5 of them. Yeah, right. I get nothing done the way it is, let alone 5 of them like
Cameron,
Smallsy has.
There was a point in time. So we came into championship night. There was only a couple points separating some drivers, and at one point in time, Cameron Starry started 12th, the point leader going into it, and he had to move forward. Shelby Williams started pole. If they would have finished there, Shelby would have been the champion. But then you had Austin Brands in there too. He was in the play in there a little bit, and at one point in time they were tied. We had a tie for the Tour Championship, but then Cameron Starry kicked the afterburner on. Shelby Williams dropped the anchor, and Starry moved up to 4th to win the championship. Williams 6th.
6.
Plus 8 though on championship night to take home the championship.
A lot of pressure.
That's ice in the veins because
Yeah.
a lot going on in the driver's seat when those things have to
Zach
be done.
Madrid plus 13.
Once again, we got guys in double-digit passing. That's
Nothing more. You
The-
can't ask for anything
yeah.
more.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, the surface is there.
The modifieds was kind of status quo in the top 4.
Yeah, you get those guys on that.
One caution for debris again, so that makes how many did we count it?
2 for the
Two
whole
cautions
5-day ride.
for 5 nights.
And if Jordan was race director, we would be at 10.
Yes. 8 more. 8 more.
8 more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every night would
Just
have
so I
another
can tell where everybody's at
Right.
at the end.
Calm this down.
I don't want to look for their arrows.
Right.
I couldn't tell if they were in 10th or 15th.
Right.
There was too much
Ethan
going on.
Broxma, his
Second.
consistency
Yeah.
all week, picked up a feature win,
Yeah, so
brought him the
I think he had a
championship.
16 or 19-point lead going in, so just
Yep.
getting into the feature, it wasn't guaranteed, but it was a
Right.
great way to start.
See, Jordan, you see that? They ain't got no arrows going on.
Yeah,
here.
the top 4 have 0 arrows. They're just white
No arrow.
white dashes.
Professionals doing what professionals do. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did refer to that a little bit, even though the tracks had ground to move on. When you're in that bunch, you want to be the front guy. I mean,
when you put
I'd
this
rather
top,
try to work my way backwards
This top
and-
4 here. I mean,
When you have Tom Berry, Ethan Broxma, Tim Ward, and Kyle Strickler,
yeah.
what are you expecting?
Yeah.
Nothing but the best.
Yeah.
you start them 15th,
Exactly.
they're going to end up here anyways. When
and
you start
Cody,
them there,
and Cody Laney should
Yeah.
be in there. So
right? Well, then O'Brien.
O'Brien goes
fine,
plus 4
yeah.
to finish 5th. Eddie Bellick plus 8 to finish 6th. You know, then there was a whole bunch of green arrows for a while, and then some red arrows. But
yeah, impressive for
Hank
sure.
Berry
Hank
the
won his
redraw.
heat. He won his heat.
and
Yeah.
won his heat, made the redraw. That was cool to see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Still getting a hauled.
67. We're 7 years
67.
apart. So, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, it was
Ben
nice to see
on
Hank
every-
have that
yeah.
good run because
He needs it.
if you don't know Hank from the 90s, you don't know Hank.
Right,
So-
right.
And those of us that raced with him, it's engraved in stone. We know who
Right.
Hank was. So, I was excited to see Hank at least have a good run there, and that was decent. So,
Overall, great week. Zach said on here, Heidebrink, we should have just kept going. I don't know if that means we should have just kept racing all the way through the weekend, or in the race we should have kept going.
If you
I'm
guys
not
would have
sure.
came back to Nodak, you would have had an issue.
No front straightaway.
It could have been exciting.
yeah,
We would've
bumps
had
her
to-
off the guardrail. Hey,
Well,
Craig,
there-
we
hey,
ran into
there's
the,
no
to the
guardrail.
grandstand.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, you're
I'm sorry. Yeah, what do you mean you ran into the grandstand? Well, we went in the one garage door. Well, that's going to be a problem. We got the fair starting on Friday. Oh, yeah.
No, I thought
Goodbye 2025.
I
Not
thought it
as
was
bad
a
as it
great
was
tour.
looking.
The kickoff with the Underwood. I don't know. I thought it was. I thought the atmosphere.
Was great all tour long.
Right. Just
Yeah.
The-
like I say, I thought there was a little electricity in the air, and I don't know what makes that, but you can when you're in it, you kind of feel it. And,
And I hope I get the fans. Car counts down, but the quality of racing, I would say, is up.
yeah, I would say so too. I would say so because of the yellows or lack of.
Right.
So the quality was just
And
insane.
the programs of all the racetracks, everybody's focused on the 3 hour.
They bought in.
Right,
we went into it. You got it from me right away. You were the first night, so I sent you the little deal. And we had like a little itinerary we went off of 9 o'clock. If we don't have stock cars ready to go in staging at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but Nodak's been on this page.
no,
for
you
2
have
years.
been.
Right,
But everybody
right.
else, but you were the
Right.
first one to see this is what.
Well, I was pushing for it because I need to know what's going on.
Right.
How I like to plan ahead with the track preps.
We'll have
when
some
we-
goals along the
Right.
way so you don't get too far off
And
pace.
some other tracks requested we do driver intros so they could prep the racetrack.
Right.
It
And like
was-
we talked, okay, so you did it a little different in Mandan. They ran their Bs
Yep.
and did everything. We already talked maybe for next year, like at Nodak, maybe doing
Run the stock
2
car
different-
Bs.
Well, doing a redraw after the heats.
Yep.
And then do the Bs, and then the mod redraw before the features, so then we can prep the track again. Because I think Nodak does need 2, 15-minute track preps. This year we kind of missed the boat. That redraw took longer
Then we thought it was going to.
If I'd have known, because we were shooting for a 15-minute, and it took probably 25.
I
30?
blame Holberg.
Yeah, we can do that
Or if
because
you-
he's not here.
Or if you split that in half and it would give you 2 preps.
Well, which that's what we were
Yeah.
planning on.
Right,
But
right.
it didn't turn out that way. Because if we would have had that shooting for the 25, we would have poured way more water to it and worked it in a little bit better, and then just let it go the rest of the night. But it turned out good, because
It's just to have that itinerary, that plan going in. 9
Right.
o'clock is the stock car, intros.
and I like that, knowing okay, if
We're pushing on 9 o'clock, and them stock cars aren't in staging yet. They're not getting intros.
right, we're going
You
racing.
know, if we're not ready to get them in, we're going to go racing straight into
The pace of the night's going to set up what we do and don't do.
9:30 is the mods. We're going to do intros. If the stock cars are done and we have all the mods coming around to staging, 9:30 is the time frame.
And I think what the group that's doing the tour now understands, the people in the stand, they're here to watch racing, not intros.
Yeah.
That
Intros are cool because
Cool.
people want to see 'em.
if the time permitting.
Yeah.
But-
Man, and I go back to my different areas have their own idea of fair and square, and their expectations might be that too. Now remember, just because you saw introductions in Minot doesn't mean everybody in Williston has seen that. I mean,
Right.
Williston
Right.
people may only be going to the Williston show.
Right.
So I mean, it's still new to them, even though it's the third night for the drivers and the race director in this case. So
And trust me,
it's got to stay crispy like that for
I
people.
would love to have the introductions, but I also want the people to be able to watch the whole feature and get home at a decent time. Because 90% of the grandstands, they're going to work Monday.
Well, here's what we got told the whole
There's
week.
that balance.
Here's what we got told the whole week. The fact that we were getting shows done, people were able to go to the pits,
Yes.
buy T-shirts.
Yeah.
We heard all week from drivers that came out of state, I didn't bring enough T-shirts. I am sold out of this size, this size, this size. My sweatshirts are gone. My hats are gone. They said all week that they
That's what we need, though.
Yes.
wanted that interaction, that extra hour of interaction with the drivers and
Yep.
the meeting and greeting, if you will. So.
But you're 100%. So for those that don't know, Aaron Turnbull and Byron Fichter purchased the tour from John Gartner.
Yep.
So those are the two now that are in charge of it, and they are spreading the same message as you've had for years. I haven't been pushing as hard on that message, but I also was on board with the message.
Right.
Now they know the importance of getting the show done. They brought me in with one. They said, we'll hire you as race director under one condition. You're on board with 3-hour shows.
Right.
That was their mentality. My mentality matched. Your mentality matched. The racetracks bought in, for the most part.
Right.
Bought in. There was some bucking here and there, but
I think I know that I don't.
and the thing is people think, hey, we may rush you a little bit. Like I felt a little bit bad in Mandan rushing them mod guys. Like we did the mod heats. We did 5 mod heats, 3 stock car heats, and for those guys that were in heat 5 and then had to be in B main 1.
That's tough.
That's tough. I felt bad. I mean, we pushed them through pretty
There's
fast.
a 15-minute window, more or
Right.
less.
More or less, yeah. But at the same time, now they know. When they come on the tour, have your stuff ready. Have an extra set of tires. Have your
Right.
stuff ready because we're going.
Well, it's the same thing we fought at Nodak last year when I was on the. We got to change our ways. We got to, move this program. Well, I ain't got time to work on my car. Be ready, because from here on out, this is how we have to do things if you want people to come here and watch, And
And
I don't know. I thought our tour crowd.
that thing looked legit.
I thought it looked better than.
Were you in the crowd for the tour?
Mm-hmm. I was
Did
in
you
the
stand up
so-
and look around and go?
Yeah, it was. It took a while to weed them all out. That's kind of my ultimate judge is how the people keep coming down. So
There was
received, knowing it was a fair break. Also,
Wilson crowd too. That
Huge.
looked packed.
huge.
I thought Dickinson's crowd looked good. I didn't really see Mandan's.
It needs improvement.
Jamestown had 0 people.
They didn't have anybody show up.
No.
Mandan was pretty thick.
Estevan was a quality crowd up there.
Yeah,
it was a good
okay.
crowd up in
Estevan.
Estevan.
I didn't see. I don't think I really paid attention to that one, or didn't really see. But it pretty good. It usually
I thought
is.
it was really good. I mean, obviously the grandstands are smaller at all these other tracks. So when they fill up, it looks like a lot of people.
Yeah, but I think what does Williston hold? Like 1,200, 1,500 people?
Yeah, but you're talking about Nodak holding 7,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But to pack Williston, that
I don't
means
know
you're
what the
getting,
numbers are. I would think it's in that. It must be in that 1,500 number area.
Yeah,
but
it's got
to
to be
pack
close.
Williston, that's 1,500. Well, there's a lot of nights at Nodak. You're around the 1,200. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look. But to me, I think that you get over 1,000, any racetrack's loving it.
Yep.
Yeah. We've talked about these trying times we live in.
What
too.
do
I
you-
mean,
you guys
life's expensive. So
Right, you guys hold what? What did you say? 550 down there?
Yeah. I think we had 490 in there.
Right,
on
you're
Saturday,
packing it in there.
I mean,
You
it's
were
not-
already
and that's
packed
every-
on-
I mean, that's shoulder to shoulder, and that's.
But as a
that's-
racer, that's 450 if that's all you guys hold.
When you drive
It's
by
way
and see
better
the-
to see that than, it holds 450 and there's 32 people up there.
When you
Right.
drive by as a racer,
Exactly,
you're in
yeah.
your race car, you go by and you look over and go, oh, wow,
Right.
grandstands are packed tonight. I better put on a show.
Right. And I think at Nodak with whatever we had there, I bet you those drivers, they had to have some type of fill-in because you can't look you can't get all the way up, but coming down that front straightaway, you're just seeing a pile of people. I mean, it looked pretty good.
From Nodak's championship night through the end of the tour was well received in the state of North Dakota.
Well,
There
yes.
you go, huh? I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of commitment just to chase this stuff around. So
Right.
it's funny to do
with
that.
with
so.
the change, that was brought in or whatever with Aaron and Byron, they brought in Zach. Zach's been a
Yep.
big follower of this show tonight. Zach Heidebrink was our flag man. Great job, Zach. Appreciate you coming up. His wife, who's a scorer at Super Nationals, she stepped up in Dickinson and went in and ran the computer and did the scoring for us there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And back to that. back to.
And she
No,
also went up and hand counted
yes.
in Minot. How does our transponder loop just work just
That's
fine?
your department.
I
and
know it
your
is my
fault.
department. I
Your
know.
fault. Once
now
again,
you dug it out.
Yeah. Well, we should have Saturday.
Yeah, we should have dug it out and just put a new one in.
So that's another thing. We raced that Saturday deal. Transponder loop all of a sudden is
Just for the last feature or the last two features. It
yeah,
worked
but-
fine all night till the end.
yeah. And then we roll into tour night Sunday night, and it's like hit and miss. And
But
I'm
she
just
said
like,
it worked. So what the problem was is she said it worked just fine for the mod feature on Saturday night. So I thought to myself, whatever it was must
you
have
have
been a
you have two new loops in the building.
yeah. If
The excavator was there, so I'm thinking, well, it worked, so I just left it alone.
we had everything in place to change out the loop or change whatever we needed to change.
Right.
But I just felt like she said it worked fine for the mod feature. I go, okay, we'll just let it go. Obviously, it was a glitch somewhere.
And I didn't bring up to Brandon, like, do you think we should change this? No, because we thought it worked. Roll into Sunday.
Oh, no. Oh,
It was-
no. I
It
didn't
was
know
a
that.
roller coaster. It would
didn't
work.
know that.
wouldn't
Then it
work.
wouldn't work. Then it
would
would work, and it wouldn't work.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
It's not counting the top 5 cars, but it's counting the rest.
Yeah,
just
it was
like,
the
what-
weirdest thing in the world.
What is going on?
Were you able to track it down? Or?
No, we have no idea because I moved on to the next track. These guys, they tore out the loop
Yeah,
and stuff.
so
and
we start fresh
Let's
after
see what
that.
happens on the 7th.
yeah, we'll start fresh.
We start fresh, but
or the 6th or whatever.
I'm just
day it is.
thinking of all nights, it picks this night to be doing this. you know?
Yeah. But Serena, Zach's wife, was able to go up and help out and do the hand scoring.
But-
Becca was
Very
able to help
nice.
and do the
Right.
hand scoring.
That's
Jen
awesome.
was able to help do the
So
hand
like
scoring.
these other tracks, since you go to all, they never dig their loop up. Do they ever change them out? Or
No.
So
No.
they never do.
No. There was something, and I'm not blaming IMCA TV, but there was something goofy going on the first 3 nights of this deal. And I don't know, I can't blame IMCA TV because they probably didn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
But the only thing that changed, goddammit,
was IMCA
was IMCA TV. Everything worked just fine at Nodak, in Estevan, and in Williston until
Did they have some frequencies in their equipment?
I have no idea. And I didn't blame Nate Ober with IMCA TV.
Right.
I blamed him jokingly. I said, you guys caused this problem. What do we do wrong? I go, nothing, but
You showed up.
you showed up.
We ain't had no problem, so you showed up. What's that mean? Well, I don't know.
We had a scoring gremlin the first 3 nights. And then in Dickinson, when Serena was running it, The computer just decided it didn't want to work halfway through the stock car feature. Just
See
decided
that?
it did not want to work. The computer just shuts down, and we're doing, I think we did about 15 pace laps while she's restarting the computer.
Oh boy.
And then we
But
go,
this-
let's hand score. So
Right.
she starts hand scoring, and then we have that big wreck. Well, under that red flag, while they're cleaning up the big wreck,
You guys
she's
are-
able to get the computer back going and get everything back operational.
And if anybody knows me, I'm not a computer guy at all.
No.
And he don't have patience. So
Yeah,
if
I
this
know.
happens, if this happens at Nodak, hey, we got to wait for the computer to restart.
boy.
I can just hear it on the radio.
boy.
Go green, goddammit! I'll be
Well,
up there with a pen and paper.
Oh boy.
I'm on the phone calling people. Get up there.
Yeah.
You're counting laps. Oh, hurry up because we're going green.
But everybody was a trooper
Right.
and did what they had to do. We said this about the Tough of the Dirt Tour. Everybody did what they had to do in the moment to get the races done.
Right,
And to the
that's-
outside people, to the outside, nobody would have even known.
Right. That's why
I know a little bit about what you're talking about, and I never knew that. So that's awesome. I never
Zach-
picked up on
Yeah.
it.
Zach said he was about to lose his patience in Dickinson. I think he did because
Smallsy wasn't there.
no, Smallsy wasn't there. I think he did, but he was playing
hey,
nice.
did Zach ever ask who is the back gate lady at Nodak? Because remember, I was chewing my mom out. What did she do? Remember that? I can't remember.
I don't even know.
I was ripping her. Just,
Yeah, you were chewing her out.
yeah. What
Was it Saturday night or Sunday night? You were chewing her out.
I don't know. It was. I think it was Sunday, Saturday. I don't know. It was one of them. She did something I can't even remember, but I was wait.
Climbed
for-
on Becky.
Yeah,
She's
that's
gonna
his
get
mom.
you for she's gonna get you for
That's
that.
his mom.
I think
I must not have heard it, so it had to be Saturday night.
She admitted that she screwed up, so I was right.
I'm still on her side.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what night it was.
Oh, I
letting
think-
the four wheelers out first.
No, the water truck.
Oh yes, yes.
You seen it because you got your water truck coming. That was tour night. I'm like, what are you doing, back gate lady?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yep. It was the four wheelers and the water
Yeah,
truck.
there
Let the water. I go. Your water truck just had the valve
Yeah.
open and drove right across the
Right.
track, Smalls.
Yeah.
Uh huh. Is it
Yeah.
Where's the back gate lady? Keep him over. There's one more race.
Yes.
it ain't over yet.
So when he was chewing the back gate lady out, Zach, that's his mom.
Yeah.
It really is.
It really is. It's poor Becky. Speaking of Becky, I pulled out on the highway next to her. I slowed down, and I was just a waving, and she had her face forward,
Oh, she
eyes
was
forward,
focused.
never even seen me.
She's in the minivan.
Yeah.
She was in the minivan.
Tight
Silver
grip
Bowl,
on the wheel.
yeah. Well, you never know when she's gonna get wiped out. She's got 275s on the back of that thing, so.
But you are correct. I almost spun her out
Yeah.
just to go back in time about 15 years.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? Because I've seen Justin race.
You're right. I don't like that 75. The 74 must kind of
Offset it a little bit.
Offset it, yeah.
But the group that came together to make the mod tour go, it's some familiar faces with some new faces that mixed all together. I thought, and one of the big things that people wanted that we heard was the local flavor back. Having a guy like Nick Hulberg local
Yeah.
be your lead announcer, and I thought him and Ben,
Yeah.
I
they work great together.
Yeah.
Great.
I enjoyed the call there. Like I said, Ben just got just a stack of statistics on people, and that's
The professor or the hammer and the professor. That's what the
Yeah.
nicknames are after the week was over. Nick the hammer, Ben the professor.
Oh, dang. I got to be right in between them on Saturday.
You look like you had fun up there.
I did. August is coming.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, you can get 3 nights up there.
yeah, I'm in.
You have to
If
race.
Nick lets me in.
Right? Well,
No, I think we're good.
yeah, he'll
So-
let you in.
He'll let you in.
Yeah.
If not, I got another seat in the water truck.
And then they
Yeah,
added
it's had that much fun.
Well, I'm looking for somebody to ride with to clean the windshield on that side.
Well, let's figure
think-
out how to get the wipers working.
Wasn't I going to try to put a GoPro or something on
We're
there?
past that.
The whole, whatever that is all rusted out, long gone.
Yeah. Well,
It might need.
we'll go looking around at the wrecking yard. We'll find another one.
There's a cab out at my house. Just go look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Nodak's. I shouldn't say it at my house.
The
Nodak
Boneyard.
Yeah.
East Division.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eastern
East Division.
Yeah, the Boneyard.
Yeah.
Nodak
I
Speedway
forgot about
East.
that.
Over the years, everybody's had their division.
Yeah.
You've had stuff at your place. I have stuff at my place.
I guess I'd call myself the South Division when I was on Valley Street. So. Why are the water trucks there? Well, because they're not going to get messed with here in the
Right.
wintertime.
Nick says he's in for you up there.
Yeah, all right,
I can't
Nick.
believe we have Nick on here.
Yeah.
October. Oh, Brad Hardigan. Bradley. This is
Hey.
big news.
Hey.
You got to keep this in mind. October 12th, the first indoor race down in Watford City.
Wow.
It's that early,
October 12th.
We could be close to still outside. That's
Right.
going to be close.
October 12th, indoor race, Watford City.
Wow.
Nice.
Smaller
So,
pit area.
Oktoberfest, Watford City.
Oktoberfest, Watford City.
Woo! We're in, Brad.
We're not going to quit racing this year.
Yeah. Is the 73 km ready to rip?
We're going to be close. That's
Okay.
tomorrow's project.
Roughly July 12th. It isn't. It's later than I know that, but August, September, October. You got a 3-month window here, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
She
August,
needs to
September,
make her
October.
debut. Get her some races in before we go to that thing.
Yeah, I know. No, we got to go racing now.
We got the whole month of August here for slingers.
Right. Yeah, we're going now.
They can't handle us down at Super Nats. We would do our own pre. Zach said we got to get all of us three down at Super Nats. And I said they
well,
can't handle us.
I haven't been there since
sure.
14, but
I
It's
gave
time.
up my pit stall.
see, I did in 14, so that's half my problem.
I've been there the last 3 years, and I had
You gave up your stall?
I did.
Well, Belinda might be able to get it back
Oh,
for
Nick
ya.
wants us to wrap up the show
Why?
because he wanted to work out until
Work
we were
out!
done. No, he wanted to work out until we were done. So he wants us to be done so he can quit working out.
He's hitting the
Oh!
gym. He's hitting the gym.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I better get after it.
Man.
Jeez, I'm not that.
Do you see the chick that he's with? Has he shown you pictures yet?
No.
Oh, he'll send them to you now.
Yeah.
Ah.
Jeez, he's
Nothing
working
yet.
out.
Nothing yet.
Oh, dang. Hammer.
Hey, Zach,
Hammer.
you know how they do their
Rick
little
the Hammer.
they do their little pre-race show down at Super Nats. They all sit at that little table. We'll have our own setup over in the other side.
Yeah,
we'll do our own pre and post-race show.
We could go all night.
It'd be
Yeah,
like
we
the
could-
tiki bar, but the other one.
They can hold a candle to what we can do.
But if we're going past 9 o'clock, I'm getting Busch Light. If we're going, we're doing a late night in Boone, I'm drinking Busch
Brandon
Light.
and I don't need a thing.
No, we
We
just
go
keep
all
going.
night with nothing. So.
I need some Busch Light to keep up with you guys.
And then the sponsors
Because I go
start
to
calling.
bed early. I go to bed early.
So do I.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, he don't.
Oh, man.
I think we should
That
talk.
could be fun.
I think we should talk IMCA TV into this. You
Yeah.
have Jerry and Ryan and the professional crew.
Yeah.
And then over on the back straightaway, sitting in the bleachers, you have the non-professional crew, and that's us.
Kind of like the new VP. He's got the hillbilly. He's got his hillbilly book out or something. We could be the hillbilly.
And it's
broadcasters.
just an alternate view at
I
the
already
races.
got some people that I need on the show. I need Jimmy Gustin on the show. I want to know why
we
he
got
was.
to get the jammer going.
I want to know why he was so mad at me 9 years ago. I still don't know.
I know nothing, and I know why.
Yeah,
I've seen you drive.
3 years ago we're standing by the car.
You ran over him.
I don't think I did. I don't think I
He
did.
thinks you did.
Yeah, but
And I
3
know
years
nothing.
ago, I hadn't been down to Boone for quite a few years. 3 years ago, we go down there, and Jempy and I are standing by the car, and Jimmy comes by, and he just gives me the bird. Jempy said, "Did the jammer just flip you off?" I said, "Well, and you too. You're standing there. Why?" We got a little history.
yeah, but here's the best part. So we're going to be up there talking about the racing on the back straightaway because we're the
Right.
secondary call.
Yeah.
There'll be like
No.
3 people.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be the second call. And
I'm interested.
Yeah.
we'll just be
This will be fun.
and we're gonna have Hobby Stock Heat 11 out there, and you're gonna bring the jammer on, and I'm gonna go, guys.
Oh,
They just started racing. Well, you two are arguing
Yeah,
about why you're mad at each other.
Yeah, from 2016.
Let's get the octagon up.
Yeah. And then we might as well move
Yes.
to Kyle Brown. Me and him used to get after it too.
We're just gonna have a
Smallsy,
never-ending
you're-
rotation.
It don't matter where I go.
your
We
list
got a
ain't gonna
list.
end.
No.
Oh boy.
3 years ago, Trickle's like, we got to go around the pits and We gotta
Men fences?
Yeah. So about midnight, let's go. I said, where are we going? We're going to Kyle's trailer. I said,
Oh, that's a toughie.
get the cooler. This could be either this is going to be quick or a while. Well, we got her mend out pretty good.
My friend
her hammered
Shoki
out.
said.
Yeah.
My friend Shoki said bottles are cans are for drinking and bottles are for fighting. So, what you bringing?
And then we worked on the Jimmy
Bottles
deal.
are for fighting.
Well, last year Jimmy, now he just rides his little dirt bike into the trailer. Hi, Smalls. I get that, and then he talks to Trickle. We're getting close.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Now we're going to take a year off.
What did
Dilly
you do
Bar.
to him?
We need Dilly Bar on here, and then we get that one all done.
Oh,
Oh my God! Yeah,
we
you and Dilly Bar. We need security.
got a winter list.
We need Dilly Bar and the video. When is this happening?
That's got to be this
Yeah.
Got to be this winter.
winter. Yeah, we got to.
Zach, if you're still listening, I will text you before that one. You're gonna want it. You need to be on here for that one.
Then we got a flag man.
That can help make the call.
Right.
Like, from 2015, we can do Let's Make
Oh,
the Call
boy.
with
Yeah.
the flag man.
Oh,
Because
boy.
when we showed
Yeah.
Jordan, he was kind of questioning, didn't know which side to take. Still don't.
Some of it may
Yeah.
have happened out of camera,
Well,
off camera.
Yeah, the
But there-
the build up.
But there was no donut on my right side.
Well, I mean, we're micromanaging the incident, but it was
Dilly Bar, where are
it
you?
was the storm building in the west for a month that came to this. Oh, dang.
I think he got paid to do it because somebody else didn't want me there.
Zach,
Maybe.
Zach, this video.
That's a lot of conspiracy.
this
I got nothing, but I'm all ears.
It must have been good because Dilly still got the letter. I still got the letter.
His is on the fridge.
His is on the fridge. My
Zach-
mom still has mine.
I can send you a link to the video. I promised people that we would not show the video.
For years.
But we
for
lied.
4 years.
For
This-
years.
This is how wild this deal was.
It was crazy. I can send you a link and show you how to get to the video because I have it in a private place somewhere.
Are we talking about the Smalls and Dilly Bar?
Yeah.
That's top secret?
Well, I
It
promised.
was.
I promised people that I would not show it
Jesus, I've seen it twice.
They tried to get me kicked out of IMCA forever.
forever.
That's a long time.
Now here I am running one of IMCA tracks.
Again, the big circles, we've talked about it. There's some big circles here. So, oh, dang. A Leaf car is going to win the Super Nationals within the next 2 years.
We ain't there yet.
Do you still
Don't be
have
so
one?
sure.
Hey, do you still have one?
Oh,
No.
oh, that would be
It wouldn't
something.
take much, but not an actual. So,
Oh.
cut off all that crap behind the
Yeah.
seat and just put an eyelid in there. You're ready to go. It'd be fun.
I say you put Tyson Turnbull in it. Put a big open motor
Yeah,
with Tyson Turnbull in it.
right.
If anybody's
Right.
seen what he had going on, you're just about there.
Yeah.
Tyson, what are you doing? Going back in the future.
I did a
It's
strokered up.
working.
I did a strokered up Dodge here, a 360. I made it into a 408 for a Little Red Express. We can do one for Tyson.
Yeah.
I'll get him ready to go. That'd be fun. Yeah.
We didn't
Wow.
even. We're so out of practice. It's been a month. Sebo
Yeah.
Motorsports rundown,
Oh boy.
Wait.
specializing
The
in high
only
performance.
sponsor we got.
Well, no, we have a couple more.
Yeah.
High performance parts, chassis repair. Call Ryan at 701-720-3889. He has fixed Max's car. Now Brody's is in there,
I need to get mine over there.
and then yours will go in next.
What's the theme here?
Don't be at this table. You're next.
I had Kendall
Oh,
fix
yeah, you-
mine.
yeah.
Kendall fixed mine. you guys had Ryan too busy. I had to have
Yeah.
Kendall fix mine. So, oh man.
Don't be at this table if
Yeah.
you are a driver.
Yeah. The horns on your race car won't like you. We all earned them. Oh man.
Fear the Rear YouTube channel. Gabe Deshaw was on the whole tour. They were
Yep.
taking videos the whole time.
Oh.
Go to YouTube, search Fear the Rear. Fear the Rear making moves. Who made moves?
Driver wise, I'm going Broxma and Brands
They stand out.
big time. Track wise, I'm giving Nodak Speedway the Saturday show.
You guys made moves. Fear the Rear making moves
I
is the
think that-
Nodak
Yeah.
Speedway on Saturday.
I think that was a movement.
Fine.
Gotta say it. You gotta say it.
In the right text. That was a good movement. Right. Yeah. No doubt about it. I tagged Braxma and Brands both on that Saturday night deal. They'd got when you run down Cody Laney, I want to know more about you. So, and they did. So, or Braxma did, and they went on to have a good week. So, no doubt about that. Again, our locals got competitive laps. Might be short on some experience on finishing it up, but nonetheless, Travis had a good run. Stephen had some positive numbers there. He was only able to make 2 nights, but undisputedly, the track, Nodak being able to put that together in the matter of 2 or 3 hours. Again, why we talked about it, I can't even express in words what that means.
Made the movement.
Oh my God, this is something to talk about for years to come because that's hard to do. You said 50, 60 people, and that's not an overestimate. That might be an underestimate. Estevan, just side note, Estevan has shared that they have 85 volunteers when they put on a show.
Really?
And that's what they share. That's how many they have available, I should say. So I don't know how many on a particular night, but their schedule is based around their volunteers being able to have the nights available too. So when you use the word 50 and 60 numbers there, I believe that's a fair assessment of what it takes to put it on. But then you touched on the other stuff of the drag racing bunch, the sheriff bunch, the North Dakota State Fair, much different than a county fair. The concessions is a third party.
Yeah.
All those things had to come together to make that happen. And I was there. It worked like it had been scheduled since December, like everything else. I mean, it worked that smoothly. And you guys with the track, you had some nervous moments there, but I thought the racing was great. In fact, if I would say,
I'll say
I would rate that
Saturday was better than Sunday.
That Saturday feature was no less impressive than any of the other ones. And Braxma was able to keep up on the low line on a high line racetrack. He almost got him at the end, so that was good. A lot of racing has happened in 2 weeks, and that is a highlight. I agree. So
you got that text too.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I can multitask.
The Nodak Speedway on a track.
Don't read it out loud.
Don't read it out loud. The track, Nodak Speedway,
texture.
obviously made movements.
Right.
I'm gonna go to Cameron Starry. From the night one, I watched him. I kind of thought to myself that this kid has no business even being up here. And then by the end of the week, he was the champion and won a feature.
I can follow what you're saying.
Can you follow
that?
Yeah,
I can. Because he almost looked out of place there at the beginning, but yet he was the champion at the end.
But yet he was the champion
I would agree with you on that.
That was my feeling.
What night did Austin Brands...
Good observation. So,
what night cost him? In Williston? Was it Will?
He DNF somewhere. Where did he DNF?
Pulled off. I don't remember where it was, but
it must have been Williston. Must have been Williston.
Let's click on his name here.
Because, I mean, that guy passed a pile of race cars.
Yeah.
Like,
all the time.
Right.
Williston. He pulled off early in Williston.
Okay,
17,
that's what I was...
40, 39, 37, and 38. I mean, he finished everywhere in the top 4. And
but every time... But he passed cars every time.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good observation, Brandon. That story did a nice job. It almost under the radar.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned,
Dickinson Mandan.
Until
Whoa.
he won in Dickinson, he was under the radar.
Yeah. Who is he?
Yeah.
And I think he's an 18-year-old kid.
Really?
Looked young in the interview, and you interviewed him there. So.
Mm-hmm. You want to know anything about him? Peyton will give you all the details.
Oh boy. We need a little Peyton update before she runs off to college.
Like what?
Well, I don't know, just life in general. How'd the tour go?
Maybe we'll save it for the next show. In the words of Shelby Williams, your daughter's gonna make sure all these drivers come back up to the tour next year.
Well, no.
He said it in the nicest way possible.
Let's check in with Peyton.
Texas Red upcoming schedule. I suppose I better cue the
commercial break.
Commercial break.
Ah. I'm Texas Red East.
Oops. Thank you, Justin and
Jeff.
Mm-hmm. I had a question brought up. Jeff Barta goes, did the drop a night work well on the tour? Unfortunately, with the rain out,
Didn't get to use
they
it.
didn't even get to use it. So with the rain out, that counted as everybody's drop night.
Yeah.
So it worked well.
Great question, though. Great question. Yeah, so everybody got the same one.
Right.
But I thought that was played off right, too, because you don't want to take another night out of it on dropping a night.
Jeff Bieber, hey, I just tuned in. You want to give me a sweet corn update?
Hey, yeah, you did just tune in.
Hey, somebody over here is trying to get some pictures
Yeah.
uploaded, but
I got pictures, but I can't seem to get them on that screen. So
Yeah, give me your damn phone.
Okay,
the,
hold on
the
here.
producer over here was
Yeah.
playing hardball.
Right. So, hey guys, I got tasseling corn. Yeah, I got a tassel on acorn, but
You want all three of them or what?
well, no, just the last two because I don't know what that other one there.
The other green one, that's his race car. That's not corn.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess there's a similarity there. Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. Are we
Zach
going?
is going to be so confused if he's still watching.
Yeah. Zach, we touch on a few things around here. So.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it is.
Oh.
You don't want us down there in Boone.
Well, you're going to get a
Yeah,
little
but
bit of
that's
everything.
corn country.
Yeah, that is corn country. When I first went there, we did a commercial. I come walking out of it. That stuff must have been 10 feet high because it was a lot taller than me.
Where's Jordan at? We lost him in the cornfield.
There was about 5 of us that did that. We come out of the corn. I'm like, I was lost 3 rows in. So.
Yeah, it's just one of them deals. Like, I don't think Zach understands the history of Jordan Boyce. You were in, like, one of them commercials way back in the early
Yeah.
2000s.
Oh, yeah. Well,
When
yeah.
you walked out of the cornfield
When we walked
for,
out of
like,
the
a
corn.
promo for the Super Nationals,
Yeah,
right?
like children of the corn, but we were the racers. Right. Yes.
Oh, man.
I bet Brett Root could find that.
Zach,
It's somewhere.
how old is
Yeah,
Zach?
dig in.
How old is Zach?
Mid-20s? How old are you, Zach? Have the features at Huset started yet? No, they're doing track prep and showing the sunset. You're good.
We got to be done
Yeah.
before the features too. So
Still daylight through the curtains. We ain't got the sun on the wall anymore, but
if we
I can
use
still
it-
see the sky.
if we use that rule in the winter, we'll never have a show.
So Jeff and Justin, so Texas Red East is looking good. So Brandon's trying to upload these pictures
Well,
here.
I'm getting it.
You
Yeah.
you got
So-
your rain.
And then I've added a little water.
Yep.
But nothing's as good as the rainwater. So when I know
Yeah.
it's raining, I soak it the night before with bad city water, if you will.
You're right.
So then when it gets the rainwater, you can almost watch it grow.
Yeah.
Now, the scare was it was not going to be knee high by the 4th of July. And it did make that. There's a couple that were little, but
Now it's
we're chest high now. We're over the waist. And again, in the pictures when he gets them up, that's a 6-foot fence in the background. And there ain't much of it left. So things are happening. Now, there's 2 things growing great in my garden, and that's corn and sunflowers. The rest of it, my germination percentage was about 10 or less. So I got some bare spots on other stuff, and I got bunnies sneaking in there now. So I get it high enough to keep the deer out. Now I got the rabbits in it. So, I like racing. It's always something.
we kind of got a petting zoo going down at the racetrack too.
How about them
really?
rabbits and stuff?
We got 2 rabbits. Now we got golfers in corner 2. Golfers. I'm like,
My
Rock-
neighbors got them. They haven't crossed the road yet. I don't know what's keeping them away, but
The
I like
golfers?
it. Yeah, because it's just a road apart.
yeah,
And it's been like that for about 5 years, just the way I like it. But
Robbie Bo got the one rabbit in big wheels there, but you never know when they're going to shoot out. That's
yeah.
the wild part.
Well, you don't even know they're there until they shoot
yeah,
out.
right.
Yeah. Well, you probably got jackrabbits down there, but I just
Yeah.
got the little ones.
Yeah, you just got the
I got the little garden munchers.
Yeah.
Brandon's getting close. Score's about ready to pop up here. So, yeah. So, again, the satellite farm. Yeah.
The heat had to help.
I think this fair week. I think
you're excited.
I think okay.
There's
There we
one.
go.
Yeah. Okay. Now
There's the fence to keep the deer out. That's the
Yeah.
chain link fence to
Yeah.
keep the deer out.
yes. Now the corn is in the back row there, and I got
something there.
zucchinis over here. So yeah, and I got some tomatoes coming up there too. But those sticks are about they're about 3 feet high. But anyway, I got everything plotted. And I'll get a more detailed picture. But yeah, Texas Red's happening in my
In
backyard.
big news, though, did all the seeds wash one direction
Well-
like you were fearful of?
Well, I might have just overplanted. Well, again, my germination percentage was poor, so
Right.
you kind of just roll them in there. But so then Mindy and her boyfriend Jethro come over, and then we transplanted. I had 2 rows, and then we transplanted some that were too close together. We jumped them in the middle. Well, everything made sense when they were all kind of the same size. Well, those ones we transplanted now are shadowed by the front row, and they're still little, so I don't know if we're going to get anything out of that. But come Motor Magic time.
Oh, yeah.
There's your other one.
Okay, see, if you zero in on that one there, I actually got a corn tassel coming up right on that one there. So, and this is the sunflowers in the front row here. So, yeah.
Looking good.
See,
Yeah.
Zach, you're gonna get
See?
farming advice. You're gonna
From
give-
somebody that doesn't know anything,
Yeah.
in my own words.
He was just excited because Texas Red gave him seeds that were red.
Red.
Yeah. Okay. So follow up on that. Okay. So yeah. So you get Texas Red corn seeds, and they're dipped in red dye. They're red. They look cool. Okay. So then Chris Schessler, which helps Steven farm, he goes, hey, catching up on some old Dirt Weeklies. He said we've had some corn seed. They're purple ones and green ones. I'm like, yeah. It's like Christmas
Send
lights.
me the green ones.
So according to
Yeah. So
According to the
I've heard
Beebs.
there's blue ones too.
according to the Beebs, that's how they clean them and treat them or whatever before
Okay.
they send them out. That coloring is just a
Oh, it looks cool. It's like Christmas lights at Christmas time. So yeah, so Schessler says they got purple ones and green ones up there. I'm like, team colors. So yeah.
You're going to have
But-
a blue row, purple row, green row?
Well, so I got them staked now, and of course I'm left-handed, so the stake's up, and then it's for the corn to the left, not to the right.
the red.
Reading a notebook.
The red on the
backwards.
seed is what variety? I don't know.
I got them. Well, you got like 4th of July. I don't know, whatever was on the package, I wrote on my sticks. So I'm pretty organized, way more organized than my race car setup. So
Where's the 7/16? It's in that box.
Yeah, I don't
Ask
know
me
where.
about my corn.
Yeah.
Row 1
Yeah.
is this.
Yeah.
Row 2 is this.
So I start with the longer day ones. So I got like 85 day, 82 day, and I think it gets down to 63 day corn. I got 5 different deals, 4th of July and hybrid this, and I don't know all the details, but I wrote it down according to what's on the package. And I will get more detailed pictures because you have finally uploaded some. So now I'm going to get in there and make a presentation because you keep denying me the upload. So I'm going to, Jeff and Justin, I'm carrying my weight. It's getting this producer to produce is a issue.
Right.
So
See, you just got to be stern with them
Yeah.
sometimes, right?
who's in charge here?
You're right.
Not me. So, but I'm going to
What's
bring
our
better
show
details.
prep again? Did you see my show prep at the beginning?
Yeah, right. Justin
Yeah.
and I were covering
Yeah.
again.
Right.
Now, if we're going to do this on the back
And I was
straightaway,
late. I was late.
if we're going to do this on the back straightaway at Boone, we're going to have to be a little bit more organized. We might get kicked out before we get started.
Right.
Why'd we get kicked out? Because you don't know what you're doing. Well, that's the magic.
This is what we do.
That's the magic of it. We
Yeah.
make it up. We didn't see it. We make it up.
We make it all up besides our banking with racing.
Yeah.
That's real life.
This Kelly deal, we're going to have fun with this. We got to make something out of this.
Holy, you just wait until we get to Boone and start giving advice to some of these guys.
Oh, man.
I just blew my
Yeah.
motor up. I'm done for
Yeah.
the week. You got any car titles?
Right.
Where are you sitting on your house?
It's true. It's true. Well, what do you mean? Well, how much equity do you have? Well, I don't know, 20 grand. Oh, God, we can get you 2 of them.
Let's get down to Carl.
You ain't got no axles hiding underneath it, do you? No. We can get 2 for sure.
Let's get down to Carl's. Hey, this guy's good. We just need to charge it so we can get it in the car. We'll have it paid by the end of the week.
Assure me you've had a job at the same spot for at least a year, and we're golden after that. Those are the easy questions.
Right.
So,
Right.
We got this.
dang. So,
Upcoming
Yeah.
schedule. Texas Red upcoming schedule. Estevan
Ah.
Motor Speedway.
Yep.
Dirt
yeah,
Wars this
Dirt
weekend.
Wars. Dirt Wars.
I'm going one night.
Big event. You're just Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll
Yeah.
do the fair
Yeah.
Sunday, and it's gay. Well, I want to do the Cole County Classic.
In a couple weeks.
That'd be, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
so
going to
then
sneak our championship in between, but
right next weekend I'm gonna try and regroup, get the race car done, life ready, because the week after we got to put everything back together. Cole County Classic, I want to race, so
yeah,
it's gonna be.
You're going to race that Sunday, so everything's got to
Right.
be right. Yeah. Well,
So
yeah, hopefully we make all that there go. So,
I said at work today though, if I win Saturday, I'll race Sunday, and I won't be at work right away Monday. And they said we'll see you Monday morning.
I was
not
just
so much confidence.
I was just going to make that comment myself, saying
I-
you'll have fun
I
at the
heard
fair
it.
on Sunday.
Right.
Is Green Arrows close enough? Because it has to be close enough for me a lot this year.
Well, here
because they're few and far between.
Here, I got a hot sauce topic about this Estevan deal.
Are we on this right now?
Well,
well, we were doing upcoming schedule, and so far
Okay,
just one
it's just-
weekend.
Yeah, it's
but
only one weekend.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Because we'll have a show next week, I think. If the
Probably,
producer gets his
yeah.
head out of it, as you know what.
Right.
it'll be random.
Yeah.
Yeah, random night, random days.
Could be two. Could be on a Saturday.
Yeah. Try not to have it before Wednesday, because I can't seemingly get 2 days worth of work done in 2 days anymore.
It'll
so.
most
Okay.
likely be a Thursday again.
My hot sauce topic. I was planning on running 2 nights in Estevan. Taylor said, "Yeah, we should go. Kids can swim, this and that." So I started looking for a hotel with a pool, because my kids like to swim.
Yep.
Find one. Call. They're booked.
Oh.
Call the other one. And I'm like I Google it, and there's only like 2 that have pools.
You know?
Maintenance. I said, well, will it be done by Saturday? They say, oh, we don't know. So I tell Taylor, I said, it looks to me there's only 2 hotels up here that have pools.
Well, I mean, they're
And
only
she's
counting
like,
10,000.
there's no way. I said, well, then you call. So she calls me back an hour later. You're right. There's only 2 with pools. I said, well, then I ain't staying, because what are the kids going to do all day?
Yeah.
So then we decided that we'll just come back, and because if the kids ain't having fun, then why am I going?
Well, it gets long.
But I can't
Well, I
believe
mean, that's
how
not-
does that town have all these hotels and they don't have pools?
I was just going to say, it's not on the racetrack, but you're not going to enjoy 2 nights of racing at the racetrack because of it.
Right.
One's maintenance and the other one's booked.
Something don't add up.
You need to get somebody unbooked.
I think Tyson and Katie have a pool at their house.
Ah.
Take the girls over there.
I don't know. Is there a big water park or anything up in Estevan?
I don't know how
I
far
don't think so.
Kenosha is, but
Oh, it's a journey.
it's
Yeah,
a journey
that's
from Estevan, yeah.
They're doing the starting lineups for the A main.
Oh, we got
Zach wants to know how much or who's going to win. Who's your pick?
Got smooth operator
I
outside
was
pole.
going to say, how are you
so
going to go against Bobby Pierce outside front row?
Sounds tough already. Where's RTJ?
He must have been in the top bunch there.
I don't know. Did he even
Turbo
make
is
it
in row 8.
Well, I guess he got 4th in the heat. Maybe he didn't even make it.
Ooh. Well, let's see. Little sidetracking here.
Yeah. If we end this up, we can. Bean
Watch
Fade
it.
has a nice outdoor pool. 5th row outside for RTJ. He's got some work to do.
Well, he's the guy to get her done.
Yeah.
There's a hot sauce topic. The
Yeah.
late model world, how it's
Oh.
just blowing up.
Was that all planned to get more ratings for all this stuff,
Oh.
or what? Because it's got people watching late models now that have probably never watched late models.
You got me yelling in
I
the
was-
garage.
Yeah.
Which-
More involved than ever.
So, Zach, what's your feelings on old RTJ finishing second to Hudson O'Neill 2 races in a row? Huh?
Yeah.
How about Huddy getting booed?
Huddy gets out of his
Oh.
car. He couldn't even do the Victory Lane interview because he was like so flabbergasted about all the boos. You could just see it in his face, like, I don't know what I did wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking to myself, that guy needs some skin like me.
Would you go teach him a thing or two?
Oh,
Hey,
God, if we were only a fly on the wall. Well,
buddy, this is nothing. Have you ever had Jammer flip you off 9 years later?
and still hold it against you.
Hot sauce fantasy. We already touched on. I can put it up again.
Well, let's
yeah.
touch on it some more.
Why?
Here it comes again. We'll put it up for one
man.
final time.
I just don't know how do I end with all sixes?
2 with the devil.
Yeah, and you ended with the devil. That's
You
bad.
almost beat me by 200 points.
God,
Well, look
that
at me
feels
way
good.
back there, almost 400
Yeah.
points.
You got robbed on family values.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
family members and
I'm just glad we're done because look at my modified team. It got wiped out.
My hobbies were strong all year long. Robbie jumped out of the box one night there, but
My
led
main
me.
hobby guy did not produce.
did not help
my
you a
stock car
bunch.
team was better than me, and I'm on your team.
Yeah,
My stock car team was great without me. So, but my modified team was great. Oh yeah. Hey, let's go back and I got Mike on my team.
Yeah,
Let's
but
go back.
I have the best modified team.
Yeah, you do by far.
Yeah, but I have the champion. So, yeah. No, we all have
Zach
good modified
probably don't
teams
even
for
know what
sure.
we're talking about here. There.
I want to give a shout out to Mike and Will Shareski. They ended up tying again.
Yeah.
We
Right.
really didn't.
We need a. We'll talk about it this winter, but
Yeah.
we need a show just about how that. All,
I mean, they ended up tying, ended up being a tiebreaker. Will got the tiebreaker, and congratulations to Will for sure. But I mean, Mike had led it early on, did what he had to do, and even in that last race, to go back and watch it, Will was spun around backwards on the front straightaway,
Right.
turned that thing around and ran it up for a W.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, wow.
the sport
So-
mod deal. Darren has a 14-point lead during that race.
He was running 15th.
He wasn't even winning the championship. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You ain't missed the top 5, and now you can't find the top 10.
Right.
How does that happen? I
But
know.
he did it a couple years ago on the Tougher Than Dirt
Yeah.
Tour.
He did.
Same thing.
No,
yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
Last year.
Last year.
So, again, just to reflect back on what we'll call it a quick season.
Right.
It had some great nail biter moments in it. So, 1 point wins, ties that come to tiebreakers. I mean, wow.
The only one that ruined it was Steven, and I told him
Yeah.
you ruined our philosophy.
He had a great year. So
But you look at it. What did we only?
thank you to his family for getting him here
Right.
the first night.
Right.
I can't overemphasize that.
But when was the last time Steven ran every points night?
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
Been
that's,
quite a few years.
That's a home run.
Yeah.
But what about the mods? I think we only had a repeat winner once or twice.
Right. I'd have to look back.
So the racing itself was
That-
not. Yeah.
For Steven to, he was just consistent. Didn't win all the races.
I think his
you know?
worst individual night was probably the last night.
Right. Steven's been fast every night, everywhere.
He's came up through the field and rang the bell for a top 5 for the most part all year long. So, yeah, good racing, man. Yeah. So,
We better,
well,
Dirt Wars this weekend.
get the crown painted up.
yeah. We gotta find the trophy.
Yeah, where's it at?
Well, you guys said it was at Burger King. You got to
Yeah.
flip
Oh,
it
yeah, we gotta
inside
go
out.
get it.
We better get something and then start doing the plaque for every year.
There's
yeah.
There's room up here. We can make our own row. Make our own row up here. Oh man. Now, are we doing one in the second half? Are we having points in the second half?
No.
We are not having points. in
Well,
the second
just the slingshots,
half. We are okay. Well,
but they already started.
Are we going to pick some slingshot drivers for fantasy here? Or
They
what?
already started.
Oh, they
though.
already started?
Yeah, so it's default.
that last race was part
Oh,
of
I
the.
suppose.
Well, it's not too late.
What about Motor Magic?
I'm taking
Do
the
they
fight for
crown
kids.
a champion for that? That could be a wild card because who's
Yeah.
Who's coming?
Don't know who's
coming?
coming. Yeah.
A lot of talk though.
Let's pay
Scott-
attention to that.
Scott Jern did a good job getting that poster made, and it's been floating around Facebook. You know, blowing up 3 days,
Yeah.
3 pays.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I seen you checking in on that deal. I thought maybe you misunderstood Dylan. Dylan was saying that 3 nights and 3 pay is kicking ass.
I was being a smart ass. Yeah,
okay.
Well,
Hey, you guys have kissed and made up, so that's nice. But
you should see us on Snapchat. Now. We're on Snapchat. So
oh God,
Snapchat friends.
yeah,
Best
we're-
friends.
Yeah,
BFFs.
yeah.
So,
He ain't got a heart on Snapchat just yet, but we're getting close.
hey, I am friends with Jammer on Facebook.
On Facebook. See, I have not got that.
You ain't getting it.
I got him on Snapchat.
Do ya?
Yeah, I got him on Snapchat.
Oh.
He pours a lot of concrete.
Yeah, he does pour a lot of concrete, so
Yeah.
that means he's tough. Be careful. So, right. Where were we?
So on the late model deal up here, Bobby Pierce now the #1 late model driver in the country over RTJ or no? Zach wants to know.
Oh,
No.
You think RTJ is still #1?
I think
Well-
RTJ's got he's got a car that's a little free where it shouldn't be, but once he gets it figured out, he's going to
So
be
how does that
deadly.
work now? I was watching the other night. RTJ has a Longhorn, but
Yeah,
Jimmy
so-
Owens has a something else, a Rocket, and they're
He does.
teammates.
So Rick,
okay.
how about this though? That guy that owns that team, he has to go home, tell his kid, "You're out." What do you mean I'm out? You're done racing. Why?
Because RTJ needs a ride.
RTJ's coming. Like, do you throw your sucker in the dirt and okay,
Yeah,
whatever,
but
be done?
how often did you see him race? I never seen
That's
it.
what I mean. I don't know, but
Right.
I don't know the whole story. But I'm just thinking, man.
Oh, Southwest Speedway's racing this Saturday as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
We
man,
forgot about
yeah,
them. Adam
yeah.
Goff's heading down there.
Yeah.
So
Adam's heading that
Mandan,
direction.
Mandan,
Friday,
Southwest on Saturday.
Yes.
that wouldn't be a
Yes.
bad little swing either. Sunday off,
Then you have Sunday off.
right?
That little shenanigan deal is being talked about tomorrow already. They've had enough, I know, but
I got you on board with the shenanigans. you know.
yeah.
I'm confused.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
What are shenanigans?
4-letter word. And it ain't snow.
I'm
Not
lost.
yet, anyway.
Rain.
Down there.
It's in the
Mandan, right?
forecast. Yeah. Pop
Really?
up showers.
Makeup race.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
Oh,
reflecting
yeah.
back to
Southwest
Marcus,
Speedway
Marcus
as
wants
well
to
as
wing his
makeup
car together
feature,
so he can make the makeup feature because it's a
Right.
double feature for him, and then
Oh.
and then he's heading up to Estevan. So
Oh, here they're cutting loose.
Okay,
Yeah.
we better wrap it up. Thank you guys for tuning in.
wow, boy, that was quick. Okay. Well, it sounds like a show next week.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get some more pictures. I'll get my stakes figured out here, so for the corn anyway. So
I'll make some more memories this weekend because I'm racing.
be there to see it live.
Or watch it on Darn TV.
Yeah.
Okay.